last night got done, did some odds and ends, got all the pro stream stuff, and this rarely happens to me in normal life, but not being ill or coming off an illness. I went to bed. Next thing I knew, it was 8 o'clock in the morning. I did not wake up, go, even get to the bathroom or anything. It's rare that I sleep right through a night.
Well, that's good. You ended on a positive note, and that's wonderful.
One thing I felt, my voice was done last night. I had overdone it voice-wise.
But you at least have some voice today.
Yeah.
That's good.
So, but it was definitely a fun time.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it.
We had a game this morning, but I had to cut it short because I had Sweden have national elections today.
I saw that.
So I had an election party with some of my Swedish friends for some hours.
Oh, cool!
Now, so it was fun. Yep. So we looked at that too. But
wow.
It was So I got that done, and now it's back to Greyhawk again.
Hey, Enoch. Awesome. Yeah, definitely. And this is going to be some classic module discussion tonight.
Yeah, and you know me and classical modules, but at least I've read them and so I know what you're talking about. So yeah.
I would think that you would have delved pretty deep into Saltmarsh, maybe, or
a little bit, but a little bit. I read through them, but the thing is that when I read them for geographical information, NPCs maybe, there are settlements, locations, and stuff like that. And
okay.
Sometimes I even skip past the plot, so to speak.
Okay, that makes sense.
I go, first of all, I read them through and skim them for all the stuff that go on the map. And then I go back and read them for, okay, now I want to look at plots and stuff like that. So that's usually the second or third time I'm reading it. But Saltmarsh has, thanks to 5e,
and that's absolutely.
This is good. Yeah. Hang on a second, I should go and grab that book. Speaking of it.
Yes, the Ghost of Saltmarsh book.
Yeah, so we have it as the latest version of the incarnation of the story, so to speak.
Definitely.
I started to reading through the Mordekainen Tome of Foes, which is kind of a better book than I thought. It has cool stuff in it. Yep.
That's very cool. I wouldn't guess that, but I guess, coming from a 5e perspective,
I read it for lore. It has a reasonable amount of lore and stuff. And
cool.
It's whether you want to implement it directly or not, but it's surprisingly amount of Greyhawk tidbits in there, because it's always described like, I use and in Greyhawk and in One Realms and stuff like that. So
there are some tidbits in there. That's good to hear.
Yeah, definitely. Yep.
That's good to know. Hey, Fortnite Phantom, what's up? Yeah, but I did feel it last night. Let's just say afterwards, after last night, I was like, this was probably not the smartest move on my part, but I had to do it. I mentally, I was like, this is something I got to do, and that's play tomorrow, last night. So I'm glad I did. Let's see what else we got. I got a really I think it's going to happen. Cool announcement that I know you don't know about, Anna. It's going to be really a nice surprise.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
even more fun. When
Yeah,
I know
this
about it. That's
yeah,
even more
this
fun.
is
Yeah.
this is going to happen this week. Something.
Cool.
So, yep. Which is always a neat thing. Everyone is hanging in there tonight, doing well, ain't it cool? I got this pounder size of Gatorade here. What's up, Mike? I'll hit you with another one. I'll hit you with another one of these in a bit. But just want to make sure. I want to make sure my shout-outs were working too. I've been football bound today. You know, it was really the first major day, so it was all on. So that was a good thing.
Knee-deep in prepping for virtual Greyhawk Con for
Awesome.
the last week. So
I wanted to get through the Ed game before I really started going. Hey, long shot. I was going hardcore on. Whoops. Let me missed a cue here. Getting your. Oh, it's Taryn's coming, right? Mike, that's cool. Awesome. I may have someone coming to my house this week. Someone Anna knows real well in person, maybe in my house, hanging out and playing here Thursday. That's
now we're getting real.
Yes.
This is fun. Yep.
That's great to hear, Mike. Really happy for you. Should find it. I hate when that happens.
I was going to say, Mike, it just came in and said we are a thunderstorm coming here. So we'll see if I just disappear. That's because power is out. So it might come, but we'll see.
Trust me, fan. I'm not. I'm an Eagles fan. I'll be. So I'll miss the first 40 minutes of the Cowboy Tampa Bay game, but I will be watching that after we're done Gabbin tonight. Absolutely, because I'm a huge football fan. So, but not a Cowboy fan. Hey, Gargamon, thanks for the early raid there. Really appreciate it.
Hey, thunderstorms up in.
Oh,
Canada too.
Do you get thunderstorms much in California?
Yeah, normally not, but we
Yeah.
get them occasionally, and now it's a big one here. So you might hear the rumbling. So if I disappear, it's because they
Join
struck
the fray.
the fires or they. But it's good because it means rain on the fire that is 20 miles away from here.
Oh,
so
good.
hopefully, with a bit of luck. So yeah. So it is, and it's not that windy yet. So it's.
I've not seen Chuck on at all, so I did say profusely thank you from last night. I know he was hurting with his diverticulitis pretty bad, but he got through it and played a good character. He saved some lives. The character did.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we did a lot of our kind of normal roles, so to speak. I was sniping from a distance, other were casting spells, and we kind of fell into what the character classes and the roles were supposed to do. More than usual, I think.
No, that stinks, man. I did not know something that could happen, fan. That stinks. Yeah, so yeah, who's calling me?
Is that Tim, maybe? Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that. That was the doctor I went to, the follow-up. That's the second time they followed
Oh,
up.
that's good
today.
that they actually follow up and make sure you're doing good. That's good.
Yes, that is funny, Alex. No actual gazebos were harmed. We got to talk about that. That was one of the funniest things, bizarre, funny things I've seen.
You were teasing us with the gazebo, and you realized that we
well,
fell
it was
for
there.
it
It's
big
because I
time.
had a gazebo figure, miniature.
Yeah, but we
So-
realized that when you put
That's
something
so
on
crazy.
like that, it must be for a reason. So yeah,
That is funny.
that was hilarious.
And Alex, I like how you put Murlocs. Like you're like, really, Jay? Murlocs against Ed Greenwood. I saw that. I was like, yeah. I promised them a kind of semi-silly but difficult adventure, and I was gonna, keep it on the short end. And that's gonna, like I said, it's gonna be an adventure card in the box set. So, yes. Well, there was that one. Where I think it was a dragon where there's a superhero gazebo boy. That's all he could do was turn into a gazebo. Yeah. But it brought me right to meet the parents, where Owen Wilson makes this great gazebo, and then Ben Stiller burns it to the ground. That's all I could ever think of. We got the ever mysterious Tim joining us at some point too tonight, so as he becomes mysterious. The background window that you can see out, I can make that change that with live scenes as I have a whole bunch of. Yeah, it's really cool. I can move all the stuff around. I just didn't, I was recovering. This should finish up our Wall of Fame deep dive series, by the way. So. Yes, Chad, and more than 3. Actually, there are 4 on the wall tonight. 2 of the Saltmarshes. I talk about all 3, but yeah, 2 of the Saltmarshes. 1 and 3 on the wall. I'm coughing a little more than I was yesterday, only because it's like the end of it, But let's come live here. Dun dun dun. So good evening, everyone. I put that Gargamon right in there. I'm Jay Killer, because I'm with me the great and legendary Anna Meyer.
Hello.
Also the longest range fight I've seen for an archer in a long time, where you did not you're like, I don't need to be in melee combat.
No, I went beyond short range.
Yeah, that's right. You went outside that 200.
I went medium range, but I hit fairly well consistently over. And anyway, so I wouldn't have been much more effective at melee range than I was a couple of 100 feet away.
Yep. Yeah, longbow at long range, and especially with the Len Kafka archer, which is like 230, 420, whatever. It's like 40 inches on my table is,
So I can shoot up to 60 and
yes,
yeah.
Which is 5 feet. I mean, in the game, it's just, and it was the right thing to do, especially, I know Eric Mengi was saying, well, my character was like the off tank. Yeah, but you stopped all those extra Murlocs from coming in. And then you just peppered them while they were entangled. And
well, I did at least like half damage on several of them, so to speak, and the other ones finished them off. So,
right. Yeah, it was a really good tactic. And I'm glad, first off, thank you all for all the kind words everyone said to me over the last couple of days. It was rough. Thursday night was one of the worst nights of my life. I'll just say that. It was awful. Just until I, got the right medication. Wednesday was rough too. I got through that Legends of Lore and I was just like, oh my god, why did I do that? But the adventure that we were going to do this Thursday, last Thursday, we're doing this Thursday. So I'll talk about this again, but I got a message from a dear friend of both of ours who's been on this channel, has been on your channel, who's coming into town, will be in South Jersey and wants to come hang here Thursday night. So you may see Kafir Mendel.
Oh, I was hoping when you said he's been on my channel.
Yes,
I was like,
Kafir may
there
actually
hasn't been
be
that
here.
many people.
Yeah, Kafir may be here Thursday night hanging with the crew.
Awesome.
So you may see Cave Geek Art here Thursday night during the game.
Yeah.
So just that'll be a little neat thing. He's bringing some prints too for us to give away, and that'll be cool. Take time to heal. Yeah, Wandering, I'm in good shape, man. Today all I did was hang out, watch the Eagles almost lose a game to Detroit, but they won, and just chill. Hey, David, have a good time, and last night was fun, and it was Naz, and it was a harrowing game. Yeah, exactly, dude. Just barely. I haven't shaved in a little while, as you can probably see it, but I'm working from home tomorrow, back to work, so it'll be all right. But let's do a quickie, an update here. I want to say thanks again. Hey, Vancouver, thank you. Virtual Greyhawk Con. Let's see where we are. All right, come here. Event schedules. I'm really, really impressed by the community. We still got a couple we got to reach out to. All right, still some spots open. So we have, if you're a Gray Space person, we got this Saturday morning game, Bipolar Dice Roller. This is live stream too. There's still 2 open seats. There's one left there. That's good. King's Castle's half filled. That's Chantel. That's great. One left there. Casey's BK Tourney's got a couple seats open in both. This White Plume Mountain game, this is Friday night. This is after Blue Box's game. This is Phantom. He's got 1 seat. There's a second Citadel by the Sea he's running. That one has 2 seats. Lee's game's got 3 seats still open. Here are the 2 that are bothering me. How can Indicarus only have 1 sign up on his Zeef games? He's got 5 of 6. I know maybe the times are tough. That's Family. And then down here, Piety. Those are going to be great games, everyone. Let's get one of his games mostly filled, please, if you can. Old Debts, this was a late sign-up event. It's got 4 open seats, so we're getting some sign-ups there. But look, we are pretty much filled. And this is Amy's second game, Child of the Apple. Also, Sunday morning, Rob's Shadows of Green Sky, the cancellation. He's got 3 open seats. It's in Castles and Crusades, and that is live stream Sunday morning. So we are getting there filled. Yep. Thanks, Delaweth. Good. I'm glad to hear it. So please, if you can, I'm telling you, you won't regret getting in Indicarus's game if you can fit it in. But this is really impressive. Thank you, community. You've done a really great job filling a lot of this content, which is awesome, because the DMs work hard to get things set up, and I really appreciate that. Alrighty. And it just said, if you have any questions, if you're having trouble, registering or whatever, just talk to me and we'll work stuff out. Plenty of shirts, GrowCon shirts too as well. Okay, cool. We'll talk about that at the end too. Wall of Fame. So I may go slowly tonight. Just
we need to. It's not a game, so we can take it easy and go slow. Yep.
Of course, I'm like, we'll get done in 3.5 hours, and then it turns out it's 4.5. I was like, at that point.
Well, normally you would have run 6 if
that's true.
Much fun, so to speak. So you still cut it shorter than you would have done otherwise, I think.
That's so true. Definitely. But Ed had fun. Ed at the end afterwards says, every game, Jay, you make me cast every single damn spell I have. I'm like, that's the point, Ed. That's the point. You had to cast. He cast fourth, third, seconds, first, all of them.
Yeah, but isn't that also typical of old school gaming?
Yeah.
The spellcaster should empty because
Yeah.
they don't have that many spells. In later editions, they have more cantrips and other stuff. So in old school gaming, they're supposed to cast basically everything they have.
Well, he has more. Like I give extra spell slots and perils of power for recast and stuff.
Oh, that's true.
And items with more they add slots, but it's not like 20 more. It's like 2, 3, 4 more. So burn everything. But it was fun. And he did an incendiary wave spell. He did all sorts of cool things. He did his Agonizer Scorcher at the very beginning, and I wanted to see him. If you saw the early part in that combat near the gate, I wanted to see him run across and hit everything for 2 to 16, including friend or foe. He would have done like 200, 300 points of damage but he didn't do it. I was like, oh, that would have been great. Yeah, it is. Naz, you know it. What, you had 49 months, man. 1 month away from 50. That is awesome. Wow. Yeah. Very, very cool. So, the Wall of Fame. Tonight, hit some competition series up. So you come down here and you got your original one up here. Hidden Shrine of Tamoachan. We got Ghost Tower of Inverness. And then we got U1 and U3, the Saltmarshes. And they're all very good. And we'll get into discussing them. And old, especially. And let me say, giveaway tonight is I have 3 of these in reprints, and you get your choice of 2 of them. So let me just hit a button here. Yes, you get a Fireball Absorbing Lightning Rod as Tim would give out, or Tim's character would have. Oh, Naz, he's going to be on that. You gotta stick around. You gotta bust his stones when he comes on. That is funny. That was good, man. There we go. All right, so here they are in reprints. Here's 3 of those wonderfuls.
Oh.
Yep. Okay. Courtesy of Patrick Kane, Ancient Gamer, of course.
Very fitting phrases.
Absolutely. Yep. Tamoachan, Ghost Tower of Inverness, and Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh in reprint. And if you already have them or are out of the country, I have Troller Games digital downloads to give you instead. So, all right. Why? I may have said this before, but why do I have this adventure up here?
Yeah, that was going to be my question. Now you have to explain why they're worthy of the spot on the wall here.
He should be on any minute, Tim. So if Tim to Tim, but yeah, man, I appreciate you hanging. So Tamoachan, it's old, right? Harold Johnson.
Yeah, this is really old school. Yeah,
this is really, really old school. Really old school. Look at it. Look at that. You see that? Do you see that in the cuneiform or whatever on the wall? Look at that. Errol Otis. It says it right there. That is so. You see, I mean, that's how old that is. With that.
You have the old. Yeah, you have the old title. The logo, AD&D logo, is like that old Wild West style fonts that you normally see in Wild West things and westerns and stuff normally.
So I think it says 1980, but I thought this came out in 78 or 9.
That might be when it probably came out, because this was a competition adventure first. So it probably ran a few years before it became a published adventure. That's my guess.
So yeah, does it say? Oh yeah, it says Origins at 79.
Okay, yeah.
So this is an adventure that was my first ever in my hand Advanced Dungeons and Dragons module.
Okay.
This one. Before this, it's all Holmes Basic box set. Keep on the Borderlands, In Search of the Unknown, do your own, have no clue what you're doing. This is the first of the adventure that I ever had. And boy, a lot of people say Tomb of Horrors. This is just as nasty, because there's nothing, like, there's no friends in here going to help you out. Everything's a trap, Did they redo that? They probably did. Tino, this is the original cover. I think they did redo it in a dark green cover. So, but I mean, this is look. I mean, this is your old just map. I mean, you got the numbers here. This is the first time I ever saw. Wow, they have visuals. And I was like, I thought that was the coolest thing.
Oh, you mean to have like a dungeon map and really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
these. This is the first time, because I got this before I got Tomb of Horrors. So, and I was like, wow, this is cool. I know this is sideways because the module's sideways, but you get like this room here. There's a crypt, and there's an axe on the wall that there's a shadow. The shadow of the axe is a hand, arm with a hand. I was like, wow, this is so descriptive. This is so awesome. Just really a cool thing. Yeah, fantastic illustrations. And then you have, you got everything's a trap. I mean,
Well, it's an old school competition module.
Yeah.
Then it's like Tomb of Horrors is kind of the best, most known example. But I think this one is up there too.
yeah,
The play style. You were supposed to eliminate parties and characters in order to weed out the winners, so to speak.
oh, absolutely. And the thing a
Yeah.
lot of people don't know about this one's for 3 characters. That's it. This is
Oh,
a three-
okay. That
That's
is
it.
rare. That would, yeah.
And no wizard. Here's the group on the front cover. You have
wow.
a fighter, a thief, and a cleric. That's it.
Yeah, because competition modules back then, you could have big parties, like 6, 8 characters were not unheard of back in the day.
Right. But this one's only for 3.
Wow.
Yeah. And it has that Mexican flavor. And this is, I'm not sure if I had deities and I don't think I had deities and demigods yet. So I was like, oh, that's where oh God, what's his name? Zigzacto, the bad god,
Yeah.
Camazotz, and all them are in here. And I was like, afterwards.
Yeah. So now I need to ask, because originally it was not set in any setting, right? It was just like all the competition modules. It was just a generic place, not Greyhawk or anything was not mentioned.
Correct. And that's where we're going to get into when we get to the next one. I have a treat for everyone because I went back to my Alan Hammock interview and I pulled something out to show you all. You're gonna like this. But yeah, so this is not technically set in Greyhawk.
Exactly. Originally it was not, but then afterwards it was kind of written into the stories and placed later. Yeah.
Yep.
And I actually moved it on my map for this year because there were better research done. So it's moved from the coast inland into volcano. Yep.
That's cool. That makes total sense.
Yep. So we better match the better analysis, so to speak.
Formerly titled Lost Tamoachan. This adventure was originally used as AD&D Tournament Origins 79. Draws heavily on Mayan and Aztec Toltec mythology and society. Won't talk about the cultural, hey, for its time, I thought this was cool, and just a difficult adventure. Really, really difficult. What they did was they gave you everything you needed to hang yourself or to be successful right at the beginning for the most part.
Okay.
Because if I recall, there was you got your access to a lot of scrolls that could be cast. The priest had some decent spells, and you had to get through this. Oh, thank you for the follow. You had to get through this quickly because of this. The lower levels are filled with poisonous gas.
So you have one of these running against the clock, so to speak.
Absolutely. 1d6 hit points of damage for every turn spent in the gas. The neutralized poison will do it for 1 turn. But there's a slow poison spell capability. You get bonus points if you figured that out. This is tournament points systems, what it discusses as well. Just very cool. It's great to have you here, and wherever you came in from, if it was from a post or if it was from, wherever. Love of Greyhawk, Cantray, we really appreciate it. Thanks.
Yeah, welcome.
I'm coming off my great night with Ed Greenwood and crew and 2 drink minimum last night. Made it through. talking about
Well,
it in
you were the
Hall of Fame.
DM, so you guaranteed to make it. Us, our characters were not. We were lucky.
Oh, awesome there. Oh, I'm there all the time on Cannon Fire Discord too,
Yeah,
Cantroy. So great, good to
yeah.
see you.
That was
Hey,
that
darling,
was
I'm feeling better.
that's good. Yeah,
I'm feeling
yeah.
better. You know why I'm feeling even more better, darling? Is this. Our next Slav Squad game is scheduled for Saturday, October 15th, 2 weeks after Greyhawk Con. No title
Oh,
yet. Working on a special guest, but we got the whole group is available. So that's our next game with the Slavs, who have a gift at the salty dog from someone from last night's adventure waiting for you. You remember, Anna?
yeah.
Yep. So
Hmm.
very cool. All right. So you got some wandering monsters in here. This is my suggestion. It's way south, but it's a great. If you're running Sassarine, or you're running Scuttle Cove stuff, or you're running Scarlet Brotherhood stuff, even Sea Prince's Adventures, you could this side trek, or even Keeland. It's not too difficult to put this in your game, and we'll bring the map up, and you can see my brain is still a little fried. Everyone, I should have done that right away off the bat. I didn't even let me bring up the Anna's Greyhawk map and show you where it is. Yep. I should have had that. Normally, I would already have it up here, but Anna, sometimes just the brain just
Well,
doesn't.
it's
It's
also
not
when
as
you do
sharp as
live
it used to
streaming,
be.
it takes a while to open and close windows and stuff too. So yeah.
I know you did a little more inland, but my map, it's here.
Yeah, it goes south. There is a go south a little bit. There you go. There is like a crater. That one. Yeah, it's in that.
Okay, so you moved it. Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right. So that's where it is. But if you look here on the map here, Sassarine is over here.
See if I can find the.
So
hang on a second. I can go to my website and pop
that gives you an
the link.
idea of where. So Anna's replaced it, moved it
Mhm.
downward into that area. So okay. See, that's awesome, Tim. Look at that, Enoch. That's cool to know. Okay. So, back to, I'll leave that up. So some things I remember. Things are just this. It's a trap after a trap. I would not want to run this competition style. Run this as an expedition style, and I think you'll have a lot more fun. As a DM, or especially, I think it would help you to. Oh, cool, Anna. Thank you. It would really help you all to run it that way and just stretch it out. Doing this in one night is killer. It's savor it. Savor these competition adventures. There's no rush bolting through them. There's all sorts of terrible things, like the bats can actually confuse you in this, because there are too many flying around. Stuff that normally doesn't happen in games. But there's traps everywhere. Like that axe on the wall is a trap. The sylph's a trap. There's the first time ever in my life I saw what a will-o-wisp is in here. There's a of course it's one of these. There's got to be a sand trap. There's this vampire. I don't think he can drain levels, but this vampire guy wandering around. Oh, just trap after trap, and you have to get out through to the top. And there's an ingenious little trick you need to do, and I don't want to ruin it for everyone, but it's really cool. There are some items that you need to pick up in other rooms to get finished that you can't without them. And that's why I think running it in a tournament style would be an issue. So if we come like here, look, they give you the points that acquired by doing certain things here. If you want to, keep track of it, you can, of course. But there's a point system set up here by Harold, and that's I think it's one of the last pictures, number 0, the Kamazat's shrine. But when we come down here, like that's a false That ends. That's an inscription. That's a trap. That's really, yeah. It's a 3D. That's really cool. It's a 3D
Mm-hmm.
deceptive image. Is this diesel? DSL? Is that diesel?
I would be
Yeah,
surprised.
I think that's got to be diesel there. Wow. I didn't realize he was doing him that. Or I've reached out to Diesel to try and get him on. I haven't had any luck yet. You got mummies. You got all, just trap after trap. Another trapped room. Just, yeah. Oh, look, treasure. Yeah. Interesting picture there. Neat stuff.
Mm-hmm.
This reminds me of what was discussed, that they think, and even though it's the South, Central American, don't they have, so is that in the Chinese tombs? They have these elaborate things with the uh, Mercury running his rivers and stuff. And this was what kind of this tomb area that reminds me of. Like, it's the
I
whole
think they had lots
complex.
of cool stuff like that back in the day. Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot of it doesn't exist, so we only have traces of it, I think, to this day. But back in the day, they had lots of, and remember these all the terracotta warriors in China. Those are amazing because they're individuals.
yeah.
They're not the same. It's not one statue multiplied. It's manufactured on an industrial scale of making lots of versions of it. And yeah,
So there's an ode to this, and you guys and gals can tell me, is there a buried pyramid adventure in a swamp? Is that in Rise of the Rune Lords? It's in one of the series of Paizo adventures, and that is an ode to this, if I recall. Okay. Actually, got the weeping tree. You got all sorts of really great descriptive, and I was like blown away. That's Darlene. Look at that. I didn't know that.
yeah, that's Darlene.
Wow.
Yeah, she did illustrations
That is so
in
cool.
lots
I
of
did not know.
places. Yeah,
Yep. It's a statue, breathing steam statue. Really, just up. Don't look in the mirror.
well, I guess that goes. You should not look at mirrors
Yeah.
back then.
Lots and lots of really neat things, and it shows the side view and the top view here on the second one, and how, because you start down here and you want to get all the way up. That's the key, is to get to the top. And it is tough. It's a tough adventure. Um, but that's a cool picture on the outside. That really doesn't really happen in the adventure. It's one of those, oh, give us something for the back. But like I said, it's only 3 characters. Hey, Curtis. Like I said, I apologize up front for your 49er loss today. Yeah, we got lucky that we held on there. But if you want a challenge and you want something different, where your players are going to be mentally challenged, this is a great adventure for that. It's not all hack and slash here at all. And there are a lot of things that if you do the wrong thing, you're going to die. There's no spheres of annihilation in it like Tomb of Horrors, but this is a very, very dangerous adventure. And Harold Johnson knew what he was doing here. We've tried to have Harold on multiple times. I've tried, just have not been. He's one of the few we haven't gotten on. Josh Pop and I will continue to try, reach out to he works through intermediaries. You can't contact him directly. So he's got people that you have to reach out to, and just we haven't been able to make that happen yet. But I'd love to have him on, because he did one of the Slavers adventures too.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a duo. Yeah, exactly. And that's what it is. So some other things though from this, Harold Johnson was not finished. Like and I just ordered this. I don't know why I didn't earlier. And that is the following. So he has this is 2019. Now, he spelled it differently because he had to, because he can't use his own Tamoachan. Return to Tamoachan,
Mm-hmm.
first printing, Epic Quest Productions, a 10th level adventure by Harold Johnson. So go search Epic Quest Harold Johnson, and there's a limited run of 200 of these prints. I got one. It's coming. So thank you. Well, Curtis, we'll keep on trying. We'll see if we can get him on. I would love to just chat with him,
Yeah.
have a nice discussion with him. But I don't know anything about this, but I got it on order, and I'm going to see if I can make it work for my game, my group. See if I can fit it in somewhere down the road. But I didn't. Here's the thing. It's on the Wall of Fame because it was the first adventure first one I ever had. And my buddy, not the Bill but another Bill, ran it for me and a couple others. And I had my fighter character. And if you're successful at the end, you get a non-magical scroll. Hey, Wayne, you get a non-magical scroll. The fighter does. Who, when you read it, you get a death servant that'll take a killing blow for you, which is really cool because I had it for my character for, I'm going to say, 7 or 8 years before. Back in the day, he would have gotten killed, and the death servant took the killing blow, which is really neat. So yeah, it's I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it here. Let's see real quick if I can. The very end here. Oops, let me go up here. Like I said, there's only 3 characters for this one. Oh, I forgot about this. The great. Yes, first view. And remember, this monster is not going to be showing up until Monster Manual 2. So, you're like, oh, there's the gibbering mouther. That's probably the best picture ever done by it. Of a gibbering mouther. So, all right. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it here. So, Robert Hartley. Wow, Robert, thank you so very much.
Hello, welcome.
Come on in and hang, everyone. It's great to see you, Robert. I was watching your show a little bit before we came live here. I really appreciate it. We're doing a Wall of Fame deep dive on some classic adventures. Right now, we're talking about Hidden Shrine Tamoachan. We're going to be talking about a Ghost Tower of Inverness, and we're going to be talking about the original Saltmarshes very shortly. Let me find your shout out here. So I hope you all hang out and just have a little fun in the discussion here. Where the heck is your shout out, man? I got so many of them in here. Alex, can you shout out Robert for me, please? What the heck? I know it's in here. Thank you all. Classic, Sam. Good to see you, and welcome everyone who's new. Welcome. I'm feeling a lot better. Thank you for that. I am feeling better. Last night it was probably stupid that I DM for, but it was at Greenwood and Anna. I mean, how can I not DM for him, right? Yeah, and thank you, Turian, for hanging out in there a little bit. Ed Greenwood is a character, isn't he? He's a character and a half. He is a wonderful guy in the whole group. And thank you for the hype train. So, if you've never run this Hidden Shrine Tamoachan, I'm giving it away. We're gonna give all these classic modules we're talking about away tonight. I know I'm being covered. All right, I'm gonna give them away. So, hopefully, stick around, ask some questions. The ever mysterious Tim is going to be joining us shortly. Well, thank you. It's okay, no problem. I know it's a whole different world out there as far as time zone goes. I know, and Robert's always so busy and such a great ambassador for D&D and what he does. It's really impressive. And we got to collaborate again, Robert. I know when you came on with the Slav Squad, it was an awesome time we had. I'd love to collaborate with you again soon. Yeah. As you can see, there goes the voice again a little bit. So excellent. Thank you, Shattered. Thank you so very much. Got the hype train up and going. So Tamoachan being far away as far as location goes, down south, down here in the Greyhawk, it is a haul, but still, when you think about it, here's the southern coast of Ulick and Tamoachan, this hold of the Sea Princes, where Saltmarsh is right here, right?
Yep.
There's Saltmarsh here, and you got Sassarine from the Savage Tide is here. So running, and Anna's kind of replaced Tamoachan a little bit.
Yeah, it's from the return to
Right, so it goes
yeah.
here. It goes
It
down
had a little
further.
bit better
So,
maps and stuff, and
yep.
people pointed that out to me. So I got several reports about that. So it was great. Thank you so much, everyone who helps me to improve the maps.
And my viewing audience, please give Robert a follow. He's just such great talent. It's Robert Hartley, GM, correct? That should work. I know I have. I spelled it wrong. Damn it. Or maybe I don't know. I have shout outs for everyone who's been on my show. That's crazy. There it is. There it is.
Good.
Boom, boom. Yep. I found it. It was right next to Todd Stashwick's. Robert, see you soon. Thank you so very much for the raid. Really appreciate it. And I'm glad you had a great show. Yeah, definitely. Let's chat. We'll chat very soon. Okay, so any questions about Tamoachan? And if you can, like I said, if you want to get that new return to, I'll let you know how it is. I should be getting it within the next week or so. I can let you all know, and we can discuss that. So,
what's the basic plot? Meaning, what's the reason that the adventures go there, or is there a reason? Because some of these old competition adventures didn't really have one. It was, but are there a premise?
I think you are actually, and this is Papillonish, by the way. I was going to say that last night. I'm still here, but I didn't, from Papillon. You, I think, are getting chased and end up in here, if I recall.
Okay.
I think you're all on the run. I think, if I recall.
Yeah, but that's typical. Yeah. People who only played modern, really new school adventures have to realize that some of these old adventures, you're here, you're outside the door. What do you do? So, kind of, yeah.
So welcome all. Please feel free to sign up for the giveaway. You have to be on to claim it. And if you're overseas or whatever, I have Troller Games digitals. I can get you a lot of stuff, or we can do digital downloads of these. We'll figure something out. So don't worry about that. C6, the original RPG Game Tournament Handbook, has 2 short adventures in it. I had to look it up. I have it, but haven't looked at it in a long time. Cool. Good to see you, Sparky. My voice goes. It's because I'm getting over COVID and a throat infection. So. It is. It's not easy. It says here, 5 to 7 characters. 3rd to 7th, I would never put a 3rd level character in here to be dead instantly. That's crazy. Yeah, fewer than 5 players involved. The average level should be 6. But if you're going to use this in a non-tournament location and just use it as an expedition, go back in and out, I think you'll have a great time with it. Start the lower levels in and then work your way up to the top. It definitely is a really classic series adventure. Thank you. I'm getting there. Yeah, I had, with 4 shots, you'd think, well, I got COVID still. So my wife did too. So, all right. Now the next one, and here's the Wall of Fame for anyone who's new here. That's on my wall down in my basement. And we've talking about, here's Tamoachan. Here is next one, Ghost Tower. And here are 2 of the original Saltmarsh series ones. Do I know it's September? I know that. I know it's not a great day in the history there, Troy, but but yeah. Yeah, and I know there was a lot of that going on in the U.S. today, which it's understandable. 21 years. Oh, Troy, thanks, man.
Thank you.
Very kind of you. Oh, it's September. Troy, that was awesome, dude. You got me. You got me there. Thank you, man. Okay. Let's go here. Lizendred. I don't. Hey, Gabriel. So most of these adventures on this wall, and hey, my mug's gonna be covered for a bit, which is fine, are first edition with the exception of Return of the 8, which is second edition. So these are almost all 1E modules, which is okay. No big deal. Wayne, thanks. By the way, I told Dan Weirdo Wayne that wow, fan, thank you. You guys are all fantastic. Thank you so very much. Very, very kind community. Really, really appreciate it. Dan Weirdo Wayne, I gave him a permanent VIP badge this morning. Thank you so very much, Wayne, for your support. So, yeah, it's okay. It's okay there, Cantroy. No big deal. No big deal at all. You mean this? Yeah, this one here is Return to the 8. So real quick, where we're at. You got Hamlet, Keep of the Borderlands, Bone Hill, Tomb of Horrors, Temple of Elemental Evil, Hidden Shrine of Tamoachan, Ravager of Time, Ravenloft 2, Agate of Phoenix, Return of the 8, Baltron's Beacon, Lost Caverns of Shokanth, Forgotten Temple of Tharsden, Saltmarsh, Sinister Secret of Saltmarsh, U3, The Final Enemy, Q1, Queen of the Demon Red Pits, Tomb of the Lizard King, Harbinger of Darkness, a third-party adventure, G1 through 3, Against the Giants, D3, Vault of the Drow, Ghost Tower of Inverness, Dark Tower by Judge's Guild, Fortress Elendar, which is another all third-party adventure thing by Jeffrey Dillo. And those are the 24 that are on my wall. Moose, thanks. Hey, Joy, it's all good. Really appreciate, like I said, really appreciate everyone's support. So, the Ghost Tower has a huge, and I apologize if I've said this before. If I'm babbling, just know it because I'm still, Anna, still a little off. We're going to run up here. This is a good story. Opportunity knocks. It's a great point, Colonel Skull. Yes, and that's what we're going to discuss right now. So, Hardby. I start my Hardby adventuring 15, 20 years ago. I started adventuring in Hardby and doing a lot of ship-based adventures. And I'm like, oh, that's where it is. That's where Ghost Tower is. By the way, you're all going to get something that I've only showed once. Oh my gosh, man. Hey, Amy, I've only showed this one time, and I'm only going to show this one more time because it's not mine. Okay? I can't give it out to anyone. So let's show that in a second. Ghost Tower of Inverness. Here's the surprise for everyone. Does anyone know what this is?
Is Karsten Great Sea, the Great Sea? No, but I'm very curious. Yeah.
This is Alan Hammock's original world where his Ghost Tower of Inverness was before it got incorporated into Greyhawk. And Alan shared this when he was on an interview, I guess 1.5 years, 2 years ago. And I was like, when I was doing my research for this, I was like, oh my gosh, I have this. So he shared this, and this shows that this Tamoachan and also White Plume Mountain were merged into Greyhawk early on when Greyhawk was being created.
Lots of most of these old famous modules, except for Temple of Elemental Evil, Hamlet, and Nob and stuff. Those were and the Moat House and stuff. Those were made for Greyhawk. Yeah, most of the other ones were shoehorned in.
Dwarfland.
Yep.
I try to remember which one of these was the actual Ghost Tower. Was there? Because this whole world is Inverness, by the way. So that was the name of Alan Hammock's world, was Inverness, and hence Ghost Tower of Inverness. Yeah. By the way, thank you. Cranked out level 5. You're all extremely Extremely generous, and I really appreciate the support. So there's Alan Hammock's. Oh, here he comes, the ever mysterious Tim. This is Alan Hammock's, baby. He's working for TSR. They merge in his stuff, especially his favorite adventure, into Greyhawk. That's what this map is. Okay. So, unlike there's a lot of adventures I haven't gotten around to, and one of them is Ghost Tower of Inverness. I have the Harby Irregulars, our first adventuring group, fighting the slavers all up and down the coast here, going to different things, about to run the Star Cairns, painful, but we got through it. And I'm like, I could incorporate into my campaign. It's not there, but during a lightning storm, you may see the image of the ghost tower. And so during one adventure that they're coming back in their lower level, maybe their second level, and they're riding a ship back up toward Harby, a bad storm comes, and they go by, and a lightning bolt strikes, and they see this tower appear, and then the tower is not there anymore. I was like, cool. I've incorporated how I'm going to do the ghost tower into my campaign in the Harby area. How you doing, Tim?
Good. I'm sorry. I had an audio issue initially. I couldn't hear anything, so I looked like
Don't worry about it, man.
Yeah.
I wasn't answering, not because for any reason other than I couldn't hear you.
Now we can hear you perfectly. Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah, Curtis. So at Gary Con, he was at the bar that one night. I think that's night you were celebrating, if I recall. I was hanging out with him before you guys got into the bar that night to celebrate your victory in the Grand Tourney at Gary Con. So yeah, Alan's a real nice guy, very soft spoken. And he was. If you want to see the interview that Anna and I did with Alan, you just can go. It's right on my YouTube. Just type in Alan Hammock, Hammack, and that's his adventure. So we have it, and I tie in the Ghost Tower of Inverness into my lore for the area of the campaign because it's set there. Now, Anna, did you decide to place it here?
I think it's generally set there. I just had to work it in on my map precisely, but it's not my idea to place it just in the neighborhood, so to speak. That was done, or I think it's even listed somewhere which hex of the Darlene map it should be, but this is 25 years ago, so I might be mistaken. But I think I read somewhere it's placed. It has a placement, and then I took that hex and figure out, and you can also see it's placed on a kind of a peninsula, and it's kind of has on in the adventure, so that's why I chose that location.
It's a perfect spot. It works real well. It's out of the way.
You know. That's what I thought. Yeah, otherwise it should be slightly hidden, but not too far from. And in that way, it's a cool destination because you can reach it in a day from civilization and then come back again to civilization. You don't have to go to the other end of the world in order to reach it.
And I like the idea that it can be mythically challenging to get to it. So it can be there, but you can't find it. For some reason you look for it, you can't see it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it's it's a sort of has mythical qualities and mystery about it that shouldn't be like, oh, there it is. I can give you a grid coordinate. No, should be harder.
So Tim, the other Tim, the Naz, was waiting for you for something. So he was gonna.
He was what?
He was going to talk about. He was going to say something to Buster Stone. So we'll see. I know he's tired, but the Nazareth. Yeah, he's looking forward to his fireball absorbing lightning rod next month.
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Look, I didn't write it up.
Yeah. So the joke is, everyone who's new, one of the first times Tim ever played with Fensick, and Anna's actually ventured with Fensick, right? The 16th level mage now. He carries around the lightning rod. Okay,
that was the name of the magic item it was given.
It's a lightning rod. So this has got to be 1984. It's got to be that early. 83 or 84.
It was very early.
Very early, and I have a baddie, and my baddie cast fireball in the area around the Fensick. Go ahead, Tim.
Oh well, the magic item as is written up is lightning rod will absorb lightning based spells and any other fiery missile like spells.
So yeah, lightning rod
And
absorb.
it had a list of a couple examples, magic missiles and a couple other things. Now, again, this was given to me as a player by a DM. So I had it on the character sheet and I said, well, look. And then Jay, had to crush all joy as usual and
Fireball.
try to be limiting.
Don't make me laugh. A fireball absorbing lightning rod.
That's just the name.
I
It could
got
have
it,
been
yeah.
called a rod of missile absorption.
It was
but
a
that's not
lightning rod. You
skill.
said I carry my lightning. There you go. Those were the days. Hence why we have the Tim head, and hence why going with the Tim head we have the no evil Bill head, which is okay. So there, fun story. But Naz was staying awake from the UK just to give you that grief. So we appreciate that, dude.
I will remember that. Thing.
Yeah, it's a freaking relic artifact. Yeah. Just trust me, the Monty Hall days were great, but they weren't that great.
Well, they were great for a while, and then we all realized this doesn't work.
There's many unpleasant ways to die.
Yes, there are.
It doesn't need to be a fireball.
Hey, Bill. Bill, the Master Crafter, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, it is. Absolutely, Naz. So, Bill, we got a lot of compliments on the terrain last night. Thank you once again. And all the new painted Murlocs, which was a blast. And the new god last night was a fun time. So, and that Greenwood had a blast.
Did you have sound effects of the Murlocs?
Yes.
Probably. I'll get to that. People are just crazy. Someone spent, and if you search for it, if you really want to torture people, there is a video. It's not a video that someone did. I'm just going to tell you what it's a Murloc sound. The sound of a Murloc for 10 straight hours. That's what this is.
10 hours?
10 hours. This is a 10-hour long YouTube vid. Yep.
Oh, it's the same one repeated over and over. So I thought someone actually said that, and yeah.
No offense. No, we'll talk about the gazebo at the end of the night.
Why couldn't they just make it? Why couldn't they make it just one thing that just plays over and over again? In case you didn't have that option.
Well, that's probably what that is.
That's what that is. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
There's one that exists for 11. Tino. People are crazy. So, oh my gosh.
Well, hey, what's bigger? What's better than 10? 11.
Sure. This one goes to 11. Come on, Spinal
Tap. Second
Tap.
Spinal Tap reference I've heard in like 3 days.
Awesome. Ghost Tower. There's an artifact called the Soul Gem. Someone's gonna make you or ask you to go and recover the Soul Gem.
What could go wrong?
What could go wrong? Exactly. What could go wrong? Tim, did you ever run? By the way, we already finished up Tamoachan. Did you run into Tamoachan ever? Or play?
I feel like that was this. I feel like that might have been one of the first things that we played together. Like, did you? I feel like I went through it, but maybe Walt ran it.
That's possible, but it's
young.
actually the other Bill. Bill runs that group. It was not even in. I didn't even do that with you. I had that adventure before I even met you. That was like the first AD. That's why it's on my wall. It's the first AD
I'm just
module
saying
I
it's
ever had.
so early.
Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe we've talked about it so much, and I read it that I can't quite remember because I have to go back.
Yeah.
45 years.
You ran both. Wow, Amy, it's that long. So this one, this is right. This is WinterCon in Detroit, November '79. So this was run right at Origins was '79 in the fall, and I'm assuming this is WinterCon '70. This is a few months afterwards. These are really, really early. So the Ghost Tower of Inverness has a different feel. This feels more like a dungeon crawl to me than Tamoachan. Tamoachan feels more like Tomb of Horrors, death trap after death trap. This has got neat things in it that aren't death, but are really a challenge. Does that make sense? What do you think, Anna, Tim, on that
Well,
thought?
I don't know the details of
Hey,
going
Patrick.
into it, so please, Tim,
Okay.
you
Uh,
know
I-
more than me.
I just remember the whole thing where it mixes the elements, where you end up coming out and falling upside. You end up
Yep.
falling upwards into the water.
Yep.
That's there, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
That right there is one of those. How in the world do you figure? I mean, imagine how messed up that would be, where you fall upwards into like the ocean, and now your whole horizon is just switched around, and that was one of those tracks.
Yeah, you fall it. Yeah, and we'll get to it. There's multiple. You're actually in different planes, right? There's
right.
Yeah, this is interplanar too. This is one of the first ones. So yeah, they're all. We think they're map maker, and that's a good question. I should ask someone back in the day who was doing all the blue maps.
Yeah.
So and figure that out. But so it gives you a story here. Now, once again, this is not. There's no Greyhawk mentions in here. So this is retconned.
Oh yeah, this is
Greyhawk.
very much retconned. Yep.
Yeah, there's an Umberhulk in here, definitely. There's a lot of stuff in here. There's also an iconic bugbear slapping the guy with a mace picture in here too. So it gives you some information about Galapagridel and Lord Justinian. That a small band of powerful adventurers might succeed where he alone had failed. Wait, I am incorrect. It specifically talks about the Duke of Ernst here. My apologies. There is Greyhawk references in here.
Okay.
So yeah,
well,
there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I forgot about that. So it is Ernst that sends you on this mission. My bad. I mean, this was only 40.
But this is when it was
42 years
published,
ago.
not when it was run at the convention.
Exactly.
But that's good. Yep.
But the information is here. All right.
The original Upside Down from Stranger Things. Kind of cool.
Yep.
This one had no Vecna in it, though.
That is true. That is true. Hey, thanks, Mike. Good to see you. Mike, you get that 3D printer running again. Let me know, man. All your printers. I may ask you to print something. Nothing crazy. Not like the 220 pieces of the one fort. There are wandering monsters in here. Once again, my suggestion: don't run this as a tournament. Run this as an expedition in and out. There'll be a point where they can't get out when you get to a certain point. That's what I would do. I would take it and run it as especially if you're running in Harby or Slaver's Adventures, or if you're running to Rari in the Bright Desert. This is a great stopover. Give them a reason to go here, that they've seen it. Like, this is a great foreshadowing adventure. All sorts of nasty stuff is wandering. Look, here, I love this. Illusionist human male is a wandering encounter. It's pretty cool. They did stuff like that. So they got some neat things put in here. So here's your picture of the ruined keep. There's no tower. So there's a ruined keep on the hill. But when certain storms hit, certain lightning strikes hit, you can see the tower. And that's the whole. Yep.
Because it's bridging different.
It's interplanar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was your
It was nice.
Yeah, good.
It was nice.
Very good to hear. So there are traps everywhere in here. Like, there's some simple the keys. There's a lot of. This one feels more dungeon crawlish than Tamoachan does. It's just, I think the writing style is a little different. A leopard dropship. That's funny. So here's the room with with bugbears in them. Some of them are in temporal stasis. Lots of these puzzled rooms. There's a chessboard room in here. You can figure out how that works. Here's the well-known slapping the guy in the head with the bugbear picture.
But where else are you going to hit him?
Yeah, exactly. Actually, Tim, did you run this one ever? Ghost Tower.
I don't think so.
Wow.
I might have been. I might have read it like I was going to, and then changed my mind.
Yeah, the tunnel room is where you run into the wonderful, wonderful, and nasty Umber Hulk. Yeah, the confusion alone on those is a great effect with the multiple eyes and all. Yeah, that's a good one. So there's lots of traps. Here's the chest room. So when you come in and when you step on a certain board at the beginning, you can figure out, oh, Megalon, thanks. Wow, you've all been unbelievably generous tonight. Thank you so very much. Really appreciate it to everyone who's, I think I saw 491 Phantom, Cannibal, Damn Weirdo, Megalon. If I missed someone, I really apologize, but thank you. You always, the chest room.
You have to figure out how each class moves.
So I'm thinking, did anyone ever see the Five Doctors? You know what room I'm talking about, Tim, right? You ever watch Five Doctors? With the
Doctor Who.
Yep, the Five Doctors. Easy as pie, and then there was a checkboard.
I'm sure I've seen it.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out if this was done in ode to that, had nothing to do with it, or back and forth, because they had the big thing where you had to walk in a certain spot or you get killed going through. It was kind of the same way.
You mean it was in the episode about the Five Doctors?
Yeah, they had the room just like with this, and the
I remember the room. I didn't remember it was with that episode.
And that was right in that 79, 80 era, if I recall. Maybe in 81 though.
Doctor Who.
Yep. So, and like I said, you have multiple trapped rooms to get through. And then you got some cool visual aids, larger. Once again, this was kind of groundbreaking. Like, wow, they're giving me all this stuff, you know? They're giving me all these neat things to help me, which is cool back then. A wizard chest. Yeah, it was a great episode, Amy. I agree. There's your key thing. You needed to get all the pieces of the key to get this door open. And that's what you're looking for throughout the whole place. Here you go. Now, these are visual aids of all. That's fire, I think, of all the different planes. There's subplanes you can go in. Here's a tropical. It's the water one. Oh, yep. I thought there was one other one. And then you have the soul gem room. Let me just see if there was any others. Everything's sideways. I hate that. You also go back in time, if I recall, okay, notice how it says not for tournament use, so they added in extra rooms too. Okay, so it wasn't. All right, thank you, Zach. I wasn't sure, but maybe they got, maybe they like D&D. It was a great.
There's I remember there's an awesome Dragon magazine cover with some wizard-looking people. Yeah, on a chessboard, and there's a badass looking sorceress like zapping somebody.
There's 3 of them. He did 3.
3 of them. I remember the one with that.
Yeah, it's great. It's great stuff. So you need to work your way through the dungeon levels, then get to the different, and these are multi-planar levels. I'm trying to find the whole map. All right, here's the whole map of it. So
I ran an adventure called Doom Keep. And they had a chessboard in there too.
What was the name of it?
Doom Keep. It was
okay. Yep.
It was a different magazine. It was or maybe it was out of a Dragon magazine. So it was early, and it was like a tournament adventure.
So think about, all right, so here's the tower. The lower levels are running up into here, and then 16 goes up into 17. This is all up and down. So notice you got steps going up to here, steps going up to here, and then this area, you're going to fall through upside down into the next area, and you have to go underwater, right? I think there's Zigzactyl in here, if I recall, Tim. I think there's Zigzactyl.
Oh, one of those things. Exchittle or whatever you call those. Those are horrible.
Yeah. And I think someone just was talking to you in Swedish on chat. Dolwas.
Oh, god kväll. Yeah, it's good evening. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Thank you, Dolvitz. Yep.
Very, very cool.
Tack så mycket.
Time record turns elapsed. So here's your scoring chart. You have all the same thing in a tournament style adventure. You have This is an anti-Skaga adventure. You have a monk. So you have a straight fighter, mage, cleric, monk, and thief. You got a lot of base classes. No paladins, no rangers. Here's the tower. You know, it's just the tower's been blasted away. Fire bats. New monster at the time. So,
Yeah.
because they don't appear till Fiendfolio, if I recall correctly, or is it Monster Manual 2?
I'm not sure I've heard of fire bats anywhere. There are various versions of them, but not that one.
Huh. Well, interesting.
Sounds like a great way to burn down the forest.
You and burning down forests with your freaking
like
mechs
bats or
with
something.
the flamers. There's this exacto picture. I don't know. Is anyone? Am I pronouncing that right? I don't know.
I don't think anyone knows.
I saw the pronunciation of how it's supposed to be. It's Exchitl or something like that.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think it was Fiendfolio that they were in there.
Yep.
There's a Medusa in the one room, which is, you know, in one of those levels. The fire. I think this is one of the best fire giant pictures in a I mean, he's got to bend down the swing that huge sword. I think it's a great picture. This is another diesel. Really a wonderful,
Get a
wonderful
good
picture.
perspective of the size.
Yeah. For that, that's on the back cover.
And I guess that guy's gonna wish his femurs had some protection over him.
Yeah. So
He's a tough guy. Yeah.
If I recall, with these, you could buy. You started with points before the adventure even started, and you could buy stuff with however many points you were allocated at the beginning. So, yep, Jeff D always knows how to do comic style dynamic poses. Yeah, I'm trying. I want to have a Diesel on short. Like I said, I've reached out to him too, trying to get more and more artists on. All right. So when you get through all those challenges, the soul gem. Now the soul gem is a very nasty item, and it's one of those artifacts in history that has a bad past to it. And basically, you're doing this to take it out of circulation permanently, to not let the hands of evil get a hold of it.
Do we know what the who the soul gem belongs to, or what's the story behind it?
Let's go to. Whoops,
I think the soul. I think it defines what it likes to eat.
What's that? What?
I think the name it gets its name from what it likes to eat.
Yeah, well, that's true. It does.
Because it sounds like
not gems.
Yeah, because it sounds like a phylactery before phylacteries were even invented in D&D. So
it reminds me of the gems in Tomb of Horrors, Demi-Lich's head.
Let me see if there's an actual soul gem history here. All right, so
sucks their souls out.
Yeah. So it just says fabulous treasure rumored to lie somewhere within the ruins, almost mythical, called the soul gem. I don't know if it talks about it.
It's kind of interesting. It's the key of the adventure, and they don't even explain what it is or what it comes from. Or this.
Well, they figure, this is so hard. No one in the competition will get there.
For many years, all right, here it is. That's just me being stupid here.
Yeah.
For many years, legends of the soul gem persisted, and so it happened one day not long ago while researching in some ancient tomes. The great seer of Ernst discovered a strange account of the soul gem. He recognized the power of the stone, and through further research, unlocked the secret of its control. Armed with his knowledge, he took upon himself to recover the gem, went so far as to investigate the ruins of the keep, but even with all his power, he was turned back from his quest by several unfortunate encounters in the upper ruins. So basically, he was a bad adventurer. Turning to Justinian Lornar, Duke of Ernst, the seer recounted him the story of the soul gem. It could be a very powerful protection for one enemy, a great tool with which to battle the forces of evil. Yeah, that's why I remembered that. It doesn't have any background on where it comes from or anything like that. So it's at your discretion.
Yeah.
Hey, Dale. Congrats on your pink dice win last night. What's that?
I think it's alien technology.
But this is kind of cool because this gives a good tie-in. You can tie this into Greyhawk lore. It's kind of gives an interesting possibility and opening here for if you want to be a bit nifty, you can kind of
Or it's from another plane.
Yeah.
That's a good question. You know what we can do? We're going to ask Alan at some point.
Yeah.
We'll ask Alan Hammock.
So when did the Soul Gem show up in the Infinity War?
That's
Did
funny.
it predate this or not?
Well, the Soul Gem's the one where you got to kill some. Yeah, that's seriously.
Yeah.
There's one there. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right about that. So in this final encounter, now here's the really bad thing.
I remember the Soul Gem.
Yeah, I gotta find the picture now. It's in the middle. You have, and you come in through this hatch here, so it's not going to hit this area first time. There are 8 of these. There are 8 zones. A beam comes out. If you get hit by it, I think it's a death magic save.
I don't think you get a save.
You don't think there's any save?
I don't think there's a save. I think that everyone comes in from a different angle, and you roll, and each round one of those gets smoked, and you have to try to figure out the way to get to the gem. And each round you roll to see which facet gets smoked. And I think if your soul's in there, if there's multiples, it might randomly suck one of them. But I think that
all right, we're here right now. So they give you a tournament, where it randomly goes, which it's not random. So when the gem's ray blasts a sector, any persons within the affected sector must make a save versus petrification. You get your wisdom bonus. If the save is successful, the character's skin, clothes, possessions, and so forth are all bleached a ghostly white color, and all magic items, except for the amulet card, are drained completely of magic. If a character fails, however, the following. Basically, your soul is sucked out of you. There's, the image shrinks, and when it reaches the gem, there's a burst of radiance, and the character's form lies motionless on the floor, body's dead white, and as are all the character's possessions. Your soul sucked out of you into the gem.
Right. So you lose everything that is of value to an adventure if you make your save, and that means anything you were going to use to defeat or solve the problem is gone now. So you're smoked no matter what, huh?
There is an item, Grendel. It's which gives you a save, and that is a Scarab of Protection.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's one available though in the tournament. I doubt that Alan puts one in the tournament. So yeah, that was an amulet protection, Scarab of Protection.
That's pretty rough though. I mean, in my opinion, that is harsh. That's maybe why I didn't run it.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yes, that's true, Daldoath. There is a note that the seer, once he gets it, may be able to return the soul back to the body. So as a DM, you'd have to decide that if you like your players enough or not. So
if I'm going to end a campaign, I'll end it on my own. I don't need this gem to do it.
Yes. You have to do 100 points of it. So wait a minute. So it tells you how the damages worked here. There's a sphere guarding. You have to get through the sphere to be able to grab the gem. There's a defensive sphere around it. Yeah. Once you get that, then a gem can be grasped by a character. If the gem can be destroyed by rolling a natural 20, but then anyone who's inside is gone. And then you have an amulet of recall to teleport you out of here, which is the only way you get back. So this is, you gotta, if you're running an adventure, you probably want to talk to get and see, make it someone, you don't have to make it Ernst, you can make it somewhere else. And, or you can make it so there's a way out. There's a teleporter pad that appears after you grab it or something like that to get them out of here. So, yep.
And I want to know who put it there.
Well, that's another thing. Wow. Why? Yeah, that's a good question.
Why?
Yeah. Well, that's a question for Alan, which we can actually ask him. All right, let's take a look. Wait a minute. All right, there's the scoring sheet itself, the time
Aliens.
record.
I thought so too. Aliens did it.
I'm looking.
It's a lot easier to travel in the.
Is the scoring sheet even in here? I know there was one as Tamoachan. I'm not sure if there's a scoring sheet
You were
here.
looking at them.
No, this is all stuff you can buy. This is information sheets. I didn't see the scoring sheet.
Maybe it's in the front.
Hmm.
What's that?
That's a time record.
Oh,
But there's no. I'm looking for individual scoring. It's a scoring done on each encounter. That would suck. I don't see scoring. Oh, there you go. So it says combat scoring is handled differently for the gem. For each point of damage the character inflicts on the sphere, the character will see +2 towards the original score. A maximum of 40 points can be awarded in this manner. So that's just for tournament purposes. Really nothing. It doesn't say. Yeah. So Carol Johnson worked on this editing. Frank Menser, Schick, Steve Sullivan. I mean, yeah, there's David LaForce. That's Diesel, Jeff D. Errol Ode. I mean, it's just unbelievable names that have worked on this one too. I like this one a lot. And it's one of the latest ones I've ever run as far as first edition modules go. It was not that long
did you have
ago.
the same gem? Did you have the same gem they had to get, or is that a separate thing?
I used it as a soul gem. I had it as a soul gem. I had it. Ernst came, and sought out the Harby irregulars, which was we only had two adventuring groups one adventuring group at the time in Harby when I ran this. Now we have 3. What's that?
Did anyone die from it?
Not that I can recall. No,
But
it's a 1 in 8 chance. It's a 1 in 8 chance.
Right, but if you make your save, you'll lose everything.
Yeah, which is okay. But you got to hit that target. It's only a 1 in 8 chance of you getting hit by that beam, right? So I randomized it. So it's fun. It's a challenge. It's mid-level. It's in the Harby area. That's why it's on my wall of fame. Yep, I'm right there. As you can see, we're in Norwell right here. Eventually, I mean, it's central, right to the Flanaess. So, anyone else have any other experiences out there, or want to have any questions about Ghost Tower? Anna, how about you with general questions? Or
Well, I think it's something that I see it as kind of a little bit of an alien landing, so to speak. It's not really integrated, but I think it has great potential. First of all, the soul gem, you can tie that into Greyhawk history. There's plenty of old liches or whatever that it could be their soul gem that is hidden around, so to speak, from ancient Flan times or something like that. So so it has a lot of potential. And the other one is the location, meaning it's a wild area, but it's close to civilization. So it's ripe for adventure. And I think it's something that is underutilized. It was a great idea to put it there, but only half the job was done, so to speak. The other half would be to upgrade it fully integrate it into the whole backstory into Greyhawk. So I think it's something that an inventive DM can homebrew that and get a great result to it, so to speak.
I would say you can also put make an enemy group that's also in there looking for it, because they want to take the soul gem and they have the means to put it at the end of a scepter, and they can use it as a wand or scepter to shoot that power out.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And that way, if they fail, you can give the bad guys a really great weapon.
So Gabriel asked, before the Bright Desert was a desert in the time of the Empire of Solm, the ghost, that's the theory. But remember, as I showed Gabriel, it came from Alan Hammock's Inverness campaign.
So that's the interesting thing. We don't know how old it is.
Right,
we don't know if it's from that era, or if it's an even earlier thing, or if it was built after the Bright Desert was. We can conclude that it's probably 2,000 years old,
or it's a nexus from another plane, right?
Yeah.
I think what's good is you can decide yourself how you want to incorporate the Tamoachan too, and this into your campaign. And there doesn't need to be deep lore for everything. Back then, they're not thinking, my gosh, 50 years later, we're going to want everyone to know the lore about these places. They're making adventures for people to enjoy, and then they get placed in Greyhawk, and so
Yeah, but the cool thing with this is that you can give it deep lore
Yeah.
if you want to, but you
Absolutely.
can also skip it and say, oh, it's just a place where you can go and have fun and kill things and solve mysteries and puzzles and stuff like that. So yeah.
So the ever mysterious Tim, if it's on a scepter, then the gem becomes basically a Lochanar from yes, a Lochanar from heavy metal.
Right. I was writing up. I can't remember the name from heavy metal. So
What Ulatek?
no, Lochnar.
Yeah, the Lochanar. Ulatek.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember that specific name an item.
Come on, I am Den. That was
Don't judge
John
me.
Candy. I love heavy metal is awesome. So
It's heavy. It's awesome.
it is
but I can't
awesome.
remember the name.
Den, John Candy. That was the John Candy. That was a great episode. So, and once again, it's placed here, and it makes a ton of sense, which is awesome, which is fantastic. It worked for me. It doesn't mean you can't put it somewhere else too in your campaign. I mean, I moved against Cole the Reptile God. You guys can move something else that you need to.
It's your world.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's not the end of the world if you move something. So, by the way, all those gift subs, I only have one Saltmarsh, but we'll do two. So you're gonna get your choice. All right, 2 giveaways instead of 1 for all those gift subs. By the way, so there you go. All right, Tim. Hey, you can win too, Tim. So that is the second adventure. Now, the next one, I didn't take my originals. I'm not going to bash Ghost of Saltmarsh tonight.
We're going back to the original.
We're
right?
going back to the original anyway, but here's
the Sinister Secret.
5th edition, Ghost of Saltmarsh. All 3 of these adventures are in. This is very well done for what it's intended for. So it's a good thing. But here we go with our 3 adventures. 2 of them are on the Wall of Fame. 1 of them is on the Wall of Fame for a joke. And if I have my way and we ever add something that really needs to go on that wall, and this is going to be, I think, the first of the 24 to go. U3. That's on the bubble, I think. And it's a story, and I've told it 1,000 times. Here comes 1,001. Wayne. That's all I got. Do I have to say anything else, Tim? No. We're at the end of this adventure I'm running. And the one friend Wayne, who's a friend, went to high school with Marco, is adventuring. It's Wayne. It's Mark. It's Garnett. They in this the third adventure, and they get finished, and they go, we're out of here. We got what we need to come. And Wayne goes, but we haven't run across the 6-armed Sahagwin prince yet. And I go, how the hell do you know there's a 6-armed Sahagwin prince in here? Right? So
because he's cheating.
So they go fight the 6-armed Sahagwin prince. Garnett's character gets permanently killed and eaten by a shark, and the shark goes away with the body. Yes, so it was almost a turtle party wipe at that point. Yeah. So
well, Jay, could you have been harboring a little resentment at his reading and maybe buffed the bad guys a little bit?
No, because Garnett got killed. Wayne's didn't.
But that doesn't mean you weren't trying.
Yes, so that's one. It's a good adventure, but that's one of the reasons why it's on the wall.
Why did they have to go fight him anyway?
Because of all the great stuff he had. He must have known. So, you've had players do that too? There you go. So, that's the way things roll back in the days of it happens. So, but we're going to go over
I
here.
can go through an adventure that I run myself a number of times and play a character and still look at it from the point of view of the character and run the character with what they know.
Right.
That's fun.
Exactly, but it was going to be a tough fight anyway because that third one's underwater. But all right,
that's scary. That third one.
let's start at the beginning on this. So Anna, I'm assuming this out of all these, this the Saltmarsh ones, because you've done a lot of research on the map.
Well, yeah, I've kind of read through, and also when the modern adventures are written with more backstories and stuff like that, which means that it's more interesting to me in that sense, and it has way more locations because it's like a mini setting. The Ghost of Saltmarsh they integrate them all into one, and they add a lot of overall overview material that I really like.
Intentional wrong button coming.
Uh-oh.
Tim's on.
Enough of this shit. Give him the tongue. Thanks for the lick. Mongrels rule.
That really looks like a tongue. Yeah.
Tell everyone how. Tell everyone how you made the tongue blood.
Oh, you looked it up online for making prosthetic, fake blood. It's corn syrup and food coloring, but the secret ingredient to give it that real kind of opaqueness, more opaqueness that blood has, is a little cocoa powder. So cocoa powder, red food coloring, and corn syrup, and it has it really, really has that sort of look. Didn't it look?
Yeah,
it
looked. Yeah. And the tongue
cocoa
really
powder
looked
gives
like
it
a
that
tongue
deeper,
too.
darker.
She
color.
volunteered to do that.
Oh yeah, she was helping me out.
Yeah.
Well, no, she was right there, just holding the camera, making the noise. Yeah. But that tongue is just a piece of tan leather, and I drew a line down the middle for that. Like we have a kind of a natural crease in the middle of the tongue, and then I coated it in that. I mean, for the quick look, it's kind of like a tongue.
Yeah.
But not realistically enough that people might think it was a real tongue.
So, I'm going to be Casey for a sec, and because every time Casey did it on Wednesday night, Saltmarsh is here. But if you want the greatest adventure of all time, right, Curtis? The Dunmounds is right here, and my Horror in the Hools with Carlos Slicing and me, 2-parter each, that I ran at Gary Con for Curtis and a whole bunch of other people, and at multiple cons, and it's available on CSL Entertainment site, is right here, mapped on the Saltmarsh map. There we go. All right, that's me promoting a book. Yes, Bill, I'm promoting one book just once. I rarely do it. We're right here. So, okay, because it's a good adventure. Thank you, Curtis. It's right. See, he's such righteous. Plus, it's got some of my custom classes in it. What's that?
Duncan Jousley might even talk about that.
Oh, very cool. We will talk about that at the end too. At the end of the when we talk about the great things coming up for Greyhawk Con. All right. So this is Saltmarsh. Tower of Xenopus is here too. There's all sorts of great things. This is. I never even realized this, and I've said this multiple times. This is actually Keeland still. Keeland, yeah. When you think of, Keeland stretches all the way down here.
Oh yeah, Keeland was an empire.
Yeah,
they're big. Yep.
Thank you, Shattered. Oh, you got it too. I appreciate that. Thank you. So this is when you start off in the world of Greyhawk, and you don't know what you're doing. You don't have many start points. You have Hamlet, Bonehill, which says it's 2 to 4, but you can start at it first. And that's on Lender Isle. And, a lot of people don't want to venture on Lender Isle. Against the Cold the Reptile God, against brand new first level characters, is disgusting. It's really hard. And then you have, in old school, am I missing any of them? I don't think I am missing any.
What are you talking about?
First level, entry level adventures that are published.
Keep
on the Borderlands is not. First off, Grendel. Keep on the Borderlands was not originally Greyhawk. It's basic. You're right. You have Keep on the Borderlands, and we placed it. Yeah, I agree, but I
like the Caverns of Quasqueton,
which is again not
B1.
What's that?
B1. B1. Yep. That was the name of the caverns in B1.
Yep.
That's basic.
Yep. And 1 against Call of the Reptile God, Curtis, is really hard for basic, brand new first level characters. I think you should be second before you bring them into that. It is a tough adventure. Yep. 1 to 3. Yep. I agree. And Saltmarsh.
The Palace of the Silver Princess is 1 to 3, right?
It's B. They're all basics. They're not Greyhawk. I'm talking about Greyhawk.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Hamlet is the one everyone goes to, number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Second is the Saltmarsh. They were the 2. Hamlet, Saltmarsh to start, really. Because a lot of people sit, with Bonehill saying levels 2 to 4, a lot of people it's not entry, even though it really
For brand new players, not brand new characters, brand new players, I think U1 is
easy.
Is a better one for them because there's a whole lot less complexity with the plot that they would just never get as a brand new player. They're not thinking about it, looking at it. They don't have any frame of reference. But here,
it's not Hamlet's a sandbox, right?
Right.
It's a setting. This is an adventure. Yeah.
Right.
So, yep.
I've run it for new people at least 3 times.
Yep. So definitely a good adventure, a good start off adventure for characters. Probably one of the reasons why they 5E'd it into an entire chain. And once again, Ghost of Saltmarsh is great. It had my one gripe. I add a tiefling. I'm not talking about that. Give me one new adventure. One. In this entire book, and there aren't any. Not a single one. They're all taken from existing sources. That is my only drawback on that.
That's a little bit sad.
Yeah. Give me one new adventure. So, okay. So it's basically a haunted house. And no one knows what's going on with the haunted house.
Until those meddling kids get involved.
Exactly. Definitely a really good adventure. And look, it kind of looks like this, whatever this guy is, almost looks like it dressed as a vampire, right? So.
Yeah, he looks nasty.
He's
up to no good. He looks like a ne'er-do-well.
There goes Mike. Mike, you're right. You're right, Mike. But us aficionados of D&D know their dirty little secret that nothing's new. You're right.
Well, they should have added something new.
Just like I said, give me one. Give me a book.
Because anyone could have converted the old ones to 5e, and then you bought a book that had nothing in it.
Right.
But
give me a book.
I like this because I ran this for my daughter, and it was the lead-in was my son went to go look for something there, and so she's like, "I'll go help." She's so that's how she got in there with her 2 pixies, right?
Yes, they're reprints of this, and I only have one of these, so it's part of the package. One of the winners can get this adventure. Absolutely. So, okay. Desolate and abandoned, the evil alchemist mansion stands alone on the hill, looking out toward the sea. And note this: this is a UK adventure, except they made it U. Then they haven't done UK yet, so these are the first UK adventures.
I bought the second one in England, in London, I think.
Oh, you Dunwater, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then I left it at a bed and breakfast as we were traveling. So
it is not long. There's some background, right? The maps are cool. What year was this? 81? Yep, 81. Let me turn this size down a little bit. Okay. Yep, so Dom Turnbull gives you a nice introduction to the UK, from the UK series. A lot of people, like I said, did not know that. The Sea Ghost is a cool ship in here, but Saltmarsh is developed in the Saltmarsh book. So hardback and 5e, you have a town. Basically, the town of Saltmarsh is not too detailed in here, if I recall correctly. Really,
Correct.
It's not at all. Right? There's just a little bit and a little tidbits here.
Mm-hmm.
As further new editions come, more and more will be for adventuring in Saltmarsh, which is a good reason to get the hardback book too. Yeah, underwater stuff too. Eventually, he's coming. So here's a discussion on the look. It's like you gotta name the council members. You gotta do all this work yourself, but in later editions, they give you all that.
Or you have a party that's altruistic and they don't need to even bother.
Yes, too true.
All I needed was an old mother who was worried about her son who went to look at the haunted mansion and never came back.
Yep, absolutely. And look, it's already noted on World Greyhawk map exactly where it is. That's good. And some nice artwork in here. Some cool. I mean, who is that? Joseph Quinn. I don't know that person. Oh, it's UK. That's why. It's nice artwork. Black and white. Haunted house. And there's an operation going down in the basement. Correct. And I remember. Do you all remember Neverwinter Nights, the original Neverwinter Nights game?
Mhm.
Not the one online that was like the gold box games, but the one.
No, the original came out in late 90s.
Yes, third edition.
Mm-hmm.
It was like right. Well, someone coded the Saltmarsh with a ship and everything into it, and it was dead on. It was a dead on copy of Saltmarsh, and it was really well done. Yep. Yeah. So. Yeah, so you got your smuggling operation gun here. It is a very straightforward, basic adventure. Now, once again, sturges can be nasty. There can be, there's anything can kill a first level character back in the day. Skeletons, because half damage for edge weapons. Is that a knoll down there? I think there were knolls down. Yeah,
there's a couple knolls.
It's just kind of nasty down in that. And then, he was an illusionist, wasn't he?
Yep, and color spray.
Yeah, and color spray is really devastating against low level characters. But it's once again, it's something that you could have them run, have some experience doing entry adventure yourself, or cut them some breaks or whatever. But it's a good straightforward. Oh, what's going on here? You turn out, oh, it's not haunted. There's someone using this old.
Well, it seems haunted, but because the adventurers were being sent, somebody panicked and they wanted to put a plant in there to join the party, but that kind of betrays the fact it's not haunted. So there's tells there that there's something going on. So even dim players can figure it out.
Yeah, this is and then so when the plot's unraveled and thickens, there's the sea ghost. So it's just a two-part adventure. So after the smugglers come back, so you may have been there and cleared it out, and then the smugglers come back on the ship, which is a cool thing. And there's a signaling system and all. You try and find out all that information. So there's some neat depth to this, and then you're going to boarding this and trying to take this over is a cool thing to do with a low level group. I think it's a lot of fun. If I recall, isn't this the one with the sea elf captive?
Yes, there's a hidden smuggling cabinet in the back, and there's a elf. The sea elf is in there.
Yeah. So, you got your pirates. You got some lizard men too, right? Mercs.
Yep. With weapons, because they're the ones buying the weapons.
That's it. Yeah, they're making negotiations with them. That's correct. And so your goal is to take over this ship from them, and there's a sea elf, and free that individual sea elf, which I believe you keep contact with in future adventures.
You can, yeah, he can be your helper, because he was basically looking at who's smuggling weapons, so he was investigating it.
Yeah, and
you find out there's something bigger going on.
These series of adventures get you into that underwater realm for like the first time, I think, in Greyhawk. Am I correct on that, Anna?
I think so. Yeah.
First
Yeah,
time
I
early
can't
on?
remember any
Yeah.
other really early on, but I've never been keen on it. But it seems to be one of the major tropes, like a standard thing in fantasy, that a lot of people want to run underwater adventures and stuff. I'd never been keen on it, so I always try to stay away from it. But
The familiar. Is that a pseudo dragon? It's a
Yes,
pseudo.
there's a
I
pseudo
think there's some
dragon
pseudo, yeah.
that can become your familiar if you charm it.
Right, right. There is a pseudo dragon fluttering about, and oh my
Right.
gosh, yeah,
And
good memory. Thank you.
well, I remember because my father's halfling druid actually bonded with it, so he's got a.
Yeah, that's a great one. Hey, David, there. Thank you for coming on here. It gives you some pre-generated characters here to choose from. You know, you got some great artwork here, and then you got your notes you find. So more visuals here, which is cool. As this, you can see like here's Saltmarsh, and then there's a map. So like, oh, what's going on there? You know, very basic map. That's kind of cool. Now we actually now have ships and all. You know, that Reaper ship is 10 times bigger than this boat would be, right?
Right, but that's I mean, that's a multi-masted ship. This is a single one.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, this is a sloop, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it would be one of the like a cog, maybe,
A cog. Okay.
because a sloop has a triangular sails or a lanterne sail, I think.
Okay. What I did is like the most in the treasures and unspecial, but so yeah, that's right. A lot of the treasure you're gonna get monetary valued stuff here, and you gotta, if you're in the course of gameplay, you're gonna have to figure out how to get rid of it, right? You're like, oh my gosh, look at
Yeah.
all this stuff. Yeah, it's a lot of items. It's not just a bunch of coin and stuff. That's a great point. Absolutely. Sahagwin are really just disgusting creatures. They're really vile. I mean, is there any more vile of a sentient, non-demonic creature in the world of Greyhawk than Sahagwin? They serve.
Drow.
I think Sahagwin are worse. Sahagwin are soulless, right? First off, right? If I recall.
So are elves, technically.
Yeah, Mike just said
Yeah.
halflings. That's wrong, Mike. Yeah.
Elves have spirits, right? I mean, if you want to get all
Totally.
That's
I
how
don't.
I run it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's up
I
to.
keep it simple.
Sahagwin kill like anything that's birth defected or just not perfect, and just it's yeah.
So do barbarians.
Not Ivar the Boneless. There you go. I got you. Right.
Well, for a TV show, no one knows why he was called that. He could have just had erectile dysfunction.
Oh, that's it. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, they eat their own too. Yeah, that's true. Yep. So, a fun adventure. Some neat books. I mean, it's done very well. The UK, good.
This is done very well.
Yeah.
This is
very, very well done for an adventure, especially a first level one. That's why tigers eat their young. Yes, another Caddyshack reference. That's awesome. So, with that, then you get Danger and Dunwater.
Jay, I'm sorry, I had interrupted you before, and you were saying the UK. You were saying something about the UK when I interrupted.
Oh, that's okay. Don't worry about it. These are, like I said, these are all UK series, and all the UK adventures are unique and, for the most part, really good. Beyond the Crystal Cave, the Sentinel, the Gauntlet, they're all good, and they're all, got that really neat, neat thing going with them.
So, like When a Star Falls is UK as well.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
that's the one that actually takes place in the Tamoachan. I didn't even realize it. Yeah. So crazy. Thoughts on Saltmarsh?
I think it's a good general area, because it has some settlements and civilization, but also wilderness out the door, so to speak. The only drawback to it is that it's kind of away from the majority, kind of the core of the setting. So you're really far away. But on the other hand, you have access to the ocean, so you can go on travel you can kind of get ship travel. That was the whole point of the Ghost of the Saltmarsh, was to introduce the rules for ship travel and ship combat and stuff. So that overcomes but on the other hand, it depends on your playstyle. You might say, okay, next time you're in whatever you are, so to speak. But in my playstyle, it might be a little bit off, and it's kind of a remote location. But sometimes you want to have a remote location. So
Mystery Cycle does bring up a great point. I mean,
yeah.
it's because it's UK written. It has the Saltmarsh Manor haunted house appears more Victorian than medieval.
Yeah,
it does. That's a good point.
Well, yeah, look at the illustrations, and
Yeah.
you can tell that it doesn't look medieval at all.
Yeah. But fantasy settings have that little aplomb where they're not necessarily everything medieval. There may be a quirk of some kind. Yeah.
The house belonged to the alchemist.
Yeah.
So he was very avant-garde in his designs of it.
That's a good point. So, Mindworth, you like the L series over Saltmarsh, which is cool. I mean, I have Thornhill on my Wall of Fame, and Assassin's Not Just missed it on the Wall of Fame. So, but yeah, it's a personal. Everyone has a little personal bugaboos. It's no big deal on that. It really isn't. But it's a good point to get someone into Greyhawk, especially now for 5e, because you have a start point that you can use. You have an entire hardback book, and you can utilize that to get this area worked up on. And actually, people can, I'm assuming, I haven't looked, there's probably hundreds upon hundreds of adventures or addendums done on DM's Guild too in 5e. So, and like we said before, there's, besides mine, there is Baltron's Beacon, which we discussed here, Tomb of the Lizard King. We've talked about all those other adventures that are right on the Wall of Fame, right in this area here. And if you come right down here, a lot of the UKs are down in this area, right? And this, oh, you know what? See, that's where Jay's being dumb. I don't even have the map. You can't see the map. Here's where a lot of the UKs are. Sea Princes come up here. Then you have Tomb of the Lizard King, Baltron's Beacon, Horror in the Holes. I mean, you got a ton of published modules all over the place in this area, so it's a good one to get into. Darling, I'll be right into you tonight. No, I did you. I'll be right into Bones. My brain's off. Yep. Thank you, darling. I read into you last week. Oh my God, my brain is so fried. That's what happens when you get old. So, they did a real good job with the series. The second one is the Pan Lung, or is that the third one, where you get a carp dragon, right? I forget if it's the second or the third. Is it? I think there's a black dragon in one of them, or is it the carp dragon? Anyone remember?
I don't remember.
Yeah, no, here it is.
That is more than okay, good.
Or here it is. The optional venture is in Endangered Dunwater. You have a lair of yep. Here it is. The carp dragon is in that second one.
The carp dragon is just the baby form of another type of dragon, right?
No. Oh my gosh, I can't control
I thought a carp dragon was a.
And then it can turn into other types.
It can turn into one of the other types.
Yeah, wait, this isn't a carp dragon. This is one step up. No, this is. You're right. This what is it? It says Oriental Dragon Lair. Pan Lung.
So it's not a carp dragon, it's a Pan Lung?
Yeah, it's Pan Lung. It's up one step. Yeah.
Ew.
Yep.
Oh, snap.
Yep. Olycus is in yep. That one too. Amy, you're absolutely correct. So and then you get to you get to the final enemy, which is like I said, a really, really nasty adventure, because a lot of it's underwater. Almost all of it's underwater. It's a really tough adventure because the Sahagwin have no negatives. You have a ton of negatives with underwater combat, and the Sogwin are brutal, vicious. It's tough, especially when you fight a 6-arm Sogwin Prince at the end. The problem, of course, though, is that the levels you have to adventure in between, because you go, as you look at this, you go 1 to 3, then you go 1 to 4, and then you go 3 to 5. So
Yeah.
you need to throw in a little bit in between.
Yeah, I only ran the first one. I've only run the first one.
Okay.
I've run the other ones.
I ran them all, as you know. So
You run them all multiple times usually. Yeah.
yeah, U3's a recon, and if you go in there, it should. Yeah, but people want to go in there and kill them. People want to go in there and take them out, right? And
It
that's
sounds fairly familiar that
Yeah.
players want to have the characters go in and just kill things. Yeah.
yeah. Lomas rings of free action for the whole party at 5th level. Yeah, no, you're in for a lot of hurt in your campaign. You're in for a Mordecai's Disjunction at that point if they all have rings of free action.
They can rent them
Yeah, you can rent them.
for 80% of their treasure and first pick it top 5 magic items
Yeah,
from the
Lomas,
local.
I know. It was just, but there's free. I think
Just saying, that's how you do it.
there's helms of underwater action someone gets in early adventure. So there's things that they're prepping you for. They're giving you help.
Mhm.
They're giving you a lot of help as you go in through the series, and it's a
Even my 18th level thief has one of those.
yes, he does. Yes, he does. So, like I said, the UK's adventure writers were very good at what they did, which is impressive. So that gets us. Look at that. That gets us kind of close to time. I think that will finish us up. We've discussed everything.
Okay. Yeah.
I think we went through our wall of fame. Now that doesn't mean I'm not going to discuss adventures anymore. In fact, we do have a wall of fame that I haven't put up yet because I haven't gotten around to it for Dungeon and Dragon magazine ones, and we're going to probably discuss them again at some point. So darling, are you streaming yourself? There's no game tonight. Just let me know. Hey, Armin, no problem. I hope that helped. That was the end of Ed Greenwood's game, Armin. So we came in with like 88 or whatever it was. So, is When a Star Falls a UK adventure? Yes. Yes, it is.
I'm a big fan of that.
It's a good adventure. Beyond the Crystal Cave is awesome too. The Sentinel and the Gauntlet just missed the cutoff.
I ran When a Star Falls for my daughter.
Yep. Good adventures. So, but we'll talk about a lot of the other adventures coming up. But now we got a lot. I did this once. We're going to do it one more time because we have one Gabbin coming up next week, and I don't know what it's going to be. And then the week after that is already the Virtual Con preview show for Gabbin. It's coming up. It's that quick. So let me do this. Go back to here without crashing the stream. I'll bring this up. Thank you for the follow. Let's go here and let's talk. So, Anna, when are you doing your special test stream?
We talked about that today. So next, let me give me. We will do a test stream this upcoming week. And during the week, we haven't set a time because that will be maybe like half an hour or something like that. Just roll some dice, get the VTTs up and running, and to get to see that works, so to speak. And then our next session is on the 18th. Sunday the 18th. That's 2 weeks before the convention. So that's when we will run our session, try to run our regular session live, so to speak, to get people introduced a little bit to it, backstories. And then on the 25th, that's 1 week before the convention, I will invite the players that will be on the convention to come on, and we can do like a session 0. That will probably not be streamed. So that will be us discussing things because I don't want to spill too much for the audience what's going to happen that much, because we will tie into it. So I want that a little bit to be a secret. So that will be so I will try and invite them to be have a pre-session. We'll see. We might stream that one too. That's something that will be up to the players, and we'll see what we do. And then it will be the actual stream gain on the 2nd.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the plan.
Awesome. So the reason I say that is, can you? I want both of you to do this. I'm going to the event schedule here. Shouted out a couple. I know Amy's on. Her second game needs some love, right? I think I got one sign up for that, Amy. We're trying to get. This is as full for 3 years that we've ever been, and I really appreciate it, community. There's still a couple events that need some love, to get in. In particular, I want the DMs to at least have one full game, right? And so I know, Amy, your one game is full, but neither of Indicarus's games, Piety, which is here Sunday, October 2nd, 3 p.m. Eastern, and Family, which is at 3 p.m. Saturday, October 1st, 3 Eastern, and he's a great DM. I'd love for someone to jump in on those. All right, we got a lot of other stuff that's getting filled up as we speak. You can run that game for a single player too. All right, cool. Very cool. I have one spot left for Friday night. Yes, and you have 3 spots on Sunday, Rob Phantom. Here's Rob's one spot, White Plume Mountain. That is live streamed Friday night. And then Sunday morning, Rob's game is live streamed on his channel, Shadows of a Green Sky. Because I know one of your people dropped. There's 3 spots on that. Now it's early, 7 a.m. Eastern. Tim's running at 7 a.m. Eastern. Tim,
that's late. That's late for me.
What is your adventure about, by the way?
My adventure is about members of a tribe, and they're trying to stave these bloodthirsty murderers to come in and mass murder the whole tribe. And of course, the players are playing goblins. So it's a reverse dungeon. We got a reverse dungeon. I'm really excited. The 4 players will be hilarious. It's going to be quite entertaining, and it should be a lot of fun, hopefully.
And that is 7 a.m. That kicks off our live stream content, 7 a.m. on Saturday. It kicks off the day, and Tim will be at my house Saturday night for the Grand Joust, which we'll talk about in a second. So, Anna, tell us a little bit about your game Sunday.
My game is set in Southern Shieldlands in 598. We are the last 10 days of the year when sunset midwinter. So there's like, what is it, like 5 days before Needfest? And Ayus is for the first time seriously challenged by at least locally by the Knights of the Holy Shielding. And we just today in our session, and I didn't want to say it right away, but I realized we need to know it because we're going to stream it anyway. They are now in the fight with an aspect of Zuktmoy. Oh. And that's that's what's happening, and it's happening in the caves that are 2 miles away or a mile and a half away from the keep that this upcoming scenario, and it's called the Syrian Keep. It's been there since about 200s. It was built by the original Iridian invaders, so to speak. When the Great Kingdom came and advanced, they built the keep to keep a lookout on the hills and stuff, and make sure that banditry and stuff and so on that was kept to a minimum. That was how it got started. And then Halmarda the Cruel entered and took over the keep for those years when he reigned, and then after that it was retaken by the Knights of the Holy Shielding, and they held it up until 17 years ago when the Horn Society took it over, and then they handed it over to Ayus, and it's been in Ayus' hands for 15 years, and it's been kind of a regional base for a lot of the things that Ayus have done, because he wanted to, just like the Iridians, he had Great Kingdom people, the hills, it's easy to hide up in the hills, so you need a base of operations in the hills where you can kind of keep a lookout and go after the local banditry and stuff. So Ayus kept it for the same reason. and the Dragonhide caves that are next door, they are even older. They were an old refuge, natural caves that were expanded on almost 2,000 years ago during the reign of Dragotha and Caraptus. They used the caves to hide. That's why they're called the Dragonhide caves. And then they were used as that was the reason they were used by old Flann cults back in the day, and Zuchtmoy was one of those cults. That's why she was there defending her temple. And we know that Zuchtmoy and Ayus are kind of ganging up, so she's there defending her lover, so to speak, and her partners. So now the Knights of the Holy Shielding is, see, first we have to get rid of Zuchtmoy, and we have to do it before virtual Greyhawk Con. So we have a work cut out for us, so to speak. That's why we had to run an extra session this week, and then we have to keep up the work so we can ready to take on whatever Ayus have hidden in the Syrian Keep. But it's a regional base of Ayus operations, and that's why Katerina, the leader of the commander of the Knights of the Holy Shielding, wants that attacked, and whoever Ayusians are in there to at least be on the run, killed or captured, so to speak. So that will be the mission of the day, to recapture that keep. And so we'll see what forces. So the players will play a part in that. They can either be part, they get to choose which part of the attacking force they want to belong to. They can either be their own little sneaky way in, they can capture one of the secret entrance in, they can capture the gate, or they can be part of the main attack force. So it will be a little bit up to what type of where they want their part to play out, so to speak.
So we should say to them, good luck storming the castle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Thank you. There we got another Orcstar Harvey sign up there.
Yep.
So one last thing, and then we'll go to other shout outs, and we'll do the giveaways, call it an evening. We're reading the Darling as tonight. A lot of you are, I'll be contacting you with character selection coming up very shortly. A lot of you who are on, my God, I can't even find it. So, and I see you on, Von Molku, Michael will be reprising his role as Matthew Barnabas, from the Fighter of the Light, who won the last tournament.
And who's the only player that ever made me like the Voltus people a little bit.
Yes.
Good job.
Yes.
Good.
Remember, this was over a year and a half ago.
He was good.
And Mike Disney will be reprising his role as the previous winner. So I think that's the 5th winner of all time. So Vargan the Unmerciful. And they will
Which made me nervous.
They will have they're going to have special roles in this. They can't win, but they will have special roles, and you'll see. You'll see. Let me put it this way. There's no single elimination anymore. But you don't want to lose in the first round, in the first 8 fights. You know, we go 16 to 8. You'll see. Everyone's guaranteed 2 matches this time. All right? Got it worked out. So Amy's on. Thomas Seals is on. Celtic. Chantel. Tino. Great Babe. I'll be contacting you all. I may get the first person on the wait list in too. We'll see. It just depends on special guests. Confirming Luke Gygax is in. Little Bones is in. And Alyssa Faden is in. I think Chuck Cumbo's in too. Patrick, Ancient Gamer, is in as well. All right. So, we got a good group. Alan's not around, but all the rest of my regulars are in. Tim, you know, we got room for, there'll be 18 participants, counting Mike and Michael Mossberger and Mike Disney, who will be extras with special roles. Spoilers, let's call it. You can't win, Mike. You've already won. You're a champion already. You're going there to punish people. You're a punisher this time. You're going to have fun being the punisher of all punishers. So it's going to be fun and wonderful. Yeah. Yes, you may have Juan Carlos again, Patrick, Ancient Gamer. Of course, you may have the captain of the guard. Yeah. So very cool. All right. Why don't we go in to see what's going? Just throw that out there. We're going to have a fun time, but please, I appreciate the signups. Keep them coming for everyone. Let's let's see what we got going on here. Tim, what's going on in your world, man?
The underdogs will be. I'm looking to do the underdogs in October.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
I would. I'd like to do September, but I had a lot going on
I can't
family
make it.
wise. So yeah. So
Yeah.
I can't do that. So October, you know, mid October, I'd like to do the underdogs is what I'm, aiming at. I'll be ready for their next phase.
Please note that Saturday night was my last Saturday night special this month. My wife's birthday's coming up and all. I got a lot of things going on the weekend. So that was another reason why I wanted to get it in feeling so bad last night. It was that reason as well. So yeah, and that's good. We'll have an underdogs coming up in October. That would be good.
And then I have again upcoming will be the Dark Hand. They're still locked up.
Yes.
We don't know what happened to them. And then of course there's the Fringe group that has a member of the Dark Hand with them. We have to figure out what's going on with them. So that's all being worked. What I want to do is I want to have a culmination where all those things they intersect is what the goal is, what I'd like to have happen.
Oh,
So
cool.
That's always fun to do.
Intersect. Yeah.
Yep.
And more than just a cameo. So and then of course the next city state one is still being worked on. I got a lot of map details. I want to have the map in all. I have all the areas. I just need to make sure they are all fit sensibly and are presentable for your venue.
Cool.
So
awesome.
That's what's going on.
Thanks for hopping on, man.
That was my pleasure.
Always have a blast.
I don't always drink beer, but when I do,
I prefer the second. Haven't seen that commercial in a while.
Yeah, why do you think I wore the white shirt? I got the beard.
That's awesome. Anna, what's up?
I'm mapping all the stuff that needs for storming a keep. So it's I'm mapping the whole Syrian Keep, every building from every level. The whole area is mapped. So I have the whole area up to several square miles around. So this will be it will not be like, oh, you go there and then you're suddenly there. So you can go anywhere. So it's really a sandbox battle, so to speak. So every room, every level, and so on is mapped. So and this is my kind of the first time I'm going to show off professionally done. And you can go to I will upload it to YouTube too. The last mapping live stream I was working on it, so you can get a little bit of a preview there, so to speak. So I'm actually mapping stuff that it's my first forte into dungeon mapping that I'm showing off for others. So don't expect something fantastic right away, but it's not too bad. I'm happy with it. So I'm getting there, so to speak. So it will be a show off of what's coming in local and area and battle maps and adventure maps too.
Cool.
That is the big thing. And then there's a bunch I'm working on other previews and stuff for my seminar, which is now, thanks to me having a game, this will be second, so to speak. So it will be a lot of plans and stuff, not so much hard finished stuff. So expect a lot of what I'm up to, so to speak, and sketches and ideas and stuff like that. I will mainly concentrate on ideas and projects and directions and stuff like that. And the custom map tier is starting off too. There's a couple of projects that have launched that will be really cool. So that I think one will be beneficial. That has nothing to do with Greyhawk, but I can assure you, all you Greyhawk aficionados will see some really cool stuff from me, because I'm learning as much as the one I'm helping on that project. So that's a lot of fun. Yep.
Very cool. And Anna, you never saw Anna's figure mostly last night because Nero was 350 feet away. That's only medium range for an archer. Just, it was awesome. So note, it was a blast last night. Thank you all for participating and watching that last night, and and all the support tonight. So here's what's going on this week. A three stream week. I don't know what Gabbin. The one thing I don't know what's Gabbin is going to be next Sunday. I haven't gotten to that yet. Obscure Greyhawk lore on Wednesday night. This is one of Mike's ideas, Greyhawk Mike. So we're going to throw out some stuff you may not know.
Yeah.
We're going to try. Yes.
Yep.
And if you think you know some, Discord me. Okay.
Oh, you going to steal secrets from others? Damn.
Well, if some people
I have to ramp up my efforts here.
I don't know if so if you want to, hey, I know this little tidbit, throw it into my Discord and say, hey, Jay, check this out. So, yeah, Cloaks of Invisibility, no, Mike, that's not obscure lore at all. So,
what about Cloaks of Disappearance?
Yes, Cloaks of Disappearance. Yes, like I said, I can give. He's trying. He's one day he's going to be really. He's going to get something, and it's going to.
Mike's timing is perfect. He always adds those in. Really
that is true.
Yep,
that is true.
He does a great job with it. The
game that got postponed this week, that a lot of the terrain was set up for, instead of what I used it for, and I'm reworking it a little bit, as the new Narwhal Headhunters Adventure number 971 battle at the bridge. So I do have, and I'll show these real quick here. This is funny. So I took these before, and you'll see. Oh, Anna, you go. This looks eerily familiar. So here is a battle setup scene of Battle at the Bridge, just a staged thing, and you can see there are no Murlocs running around, but you get the idea of. I like this scene here of all the bow people, and I prepped, and you'll see these. I'll put these out this week. Oh man, I can't even. It's not close up enough. I can't see. There you go. On that ridge you were on there. So, because there's 2 archers and a longbow specialty fighter in this group. So, yeah, that was, and they're all first and second. Most of them are still first level characters, and that's going to be Thursday night. I should have a very special guest, a Kafir Mendel, Cave Geek Art, probably will be at my house hanging with us on Thursday night. So we'll see Kafir. Trolls at first level? No trolls. Just a simple banditry adventure coming up on their return.
Maybe a troll doll.
Yeah. Yep. Wait a minute. How does wait a minute? So how does Norbo fit in? Is good? Norbo's not a good deity. Norbo's neutral, isn't he?
Hang on a second. That I don't know. Hang on a second. I have to figure out that one. I have to look into the reference books here.
Interesting. Yeah, I think he's.
Yep.
Yeah. That's a good. We'll see. This is one of those topics where I think it's going to be tough for us to bring out all this stuff, and then we end up doing a good show. And I like those challenges for that. But so Battle of the Bridge, that is on Thursday.
Chaotic neutral.
It's chaotic neutral. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. No, remember it's Len Lakofka Cantroy, who was a friend of the show and was on like 40 times before he passed. So, yep. Way Out. October 15th, the Slavs return. Don't know special guest, don't know the adventure name. Just that's how far out that is. Okay. All right, let's do the giveaways here. Switch screen. Last call. Get in on this. Yeah, I thought Norbo was Oberon from William Shakespeare. Reversed, right? I remember that. Thank you, Shattered. Really appreciate that. I remember Len telling us that. I was like, oh, Lurg is the word Grell switched because they had a monster, and they said you can't have Grell as a deity because we have a monster called it. He's like, oh, I didn't know that, so he flipped it around. Those were the tidbits that Len gave us. So, all right, I'm gonna close this out. If you're outside the continental U.S., please get with me. We'll work something out. Jay needs to hit the close button. I'm talking to myself. All right, here we go. Lomas, Lightfoot, Gratz. Tell me which 2 you want. Okay, I only have 1 Saltmarsh. All right, and it's the 3 ones we discussed. All right, second winner. And the winners 2 for last night. This will all go out tomorrow. time you've ever won?
Damn.
No, second time.
And we have been 4.5 years.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, Tim, I'll get with you. Nice.
Yes.
Hey,
Winning.
you're like a 46-month subscriber, so oh my gosh, that's awesome, dude. That's cool.
I occasionally put them in there just for fun, whatever, but I'm usually disappointed.
Yeah. You never win. He never wins.
Yeah.
I can't remember what'd you win the last time? It had to be 3 years ago.
I think I remember you won some. Yeah,
Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
it was like a couple.
Oh,
years
you know what?
ago,
It
I
was
think,
a
yeah.
no. No, it was. It was a probably a Troller Games gift.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. It was it was a certificate
Yeah.
because I bought it. That's how I got the up the river.
Yep. So
Eventually.
Lomas, did Lomas say what he wanted? All right, I'll get with Lomas. I got and we will we'll get them sent out. And look, thank you everyone for a wonderful time. Let's go in there and crank out a rate of over 100 into Darling. And we'll see you this week. 3 streams. Like I said, keep the faith up. If you haven't joined Greyhawk yet, just hang out, try one of the games. You know, it's all in good fun. No one's going to be. Thank you very much. No one's going to be. Everyone's going to be cool. Trust me on that. And if there's a game, you can get on the wait list too, because some people drop last second, so that may be another option for you. All right, I'm going to hit the wrong button. I know it. Let's rate Anna. Thank you, Tim. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Another fun one here.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that! Eat to Serve came in like at the last second.
Oh,
Yeah, here. Let me shout out Discords. Virtual GrowCon Discord, Cannon Fire Discord.
Eat the surf.
Eat to
We're
Surf.
just about to leave. We're just about to raid.
We're raiding into Darling Creep Show. Eat to Surf. Good to see you. And I gotta hit a button here. Button.
Oh, no.
Good night, all. We're gonna say Gula Gula Kambali.
No, I just said, oh no.
Yeah.
You're hitting a button. I was like, uh-oh.
This is very, very special.
I will be saying Gula Gula Kambali a lot on the adventure.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome, man. 106, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 107. Thank you. Wow. That's a monster.
107. Wow.
So. That was awesome. I got a D's not heard like 1,000 times. So it's funny. A lot of the old school people. Didn't get don't get the Ed has no idea what Murlocs were last night or whatever, right? A lot of them, and Darling comes on late and goes, "Oh my God, Murlocs hooked up with a Froggamith. That's genius." So, because she was a WoW player, and so she's like, she got it. And I was like, "Yay, someone got it!" Because abominations with abominations, but it was fun. And I'm so glad I didn't cancel that last night.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So very cool.
And especially, I think Ed really liked it.
Yeah,
I think he's lonely. He wants to game and stuff. I think he more and more he likes to hang out with us virtually like this.
I think we're just normal people.
Exactly.
He doesn't like to be ass kissed and followed around and stuff.
Yeah, we're normal people. We just like his gaming buddies now. And I think he enjoys that. So yeah.
Well, I liked it when he had said something he had done with his beholder with the different eye stalks. And I just typed in approved.
Yeah,
right.
From Gabbin last week.
When I told him when you told him that, he was like, "All right,
Yeah.
Yeah, the mage eye or whatever it was called. I got it written down.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Yeah.
So here's my real shirt that I was wearing for most of the day.
I look forward to shooting you during the zombie apocalypse. Awesome. Yes. Very cool. That's awesome. So, well, yeah, I would have no problem wearing that shirt during the stream, but that would have been okay. So, Tim, I know it's tough for you, but if you want to come and hang, Kafir, he did that Cave Geek art map for Greyhawk, good guy. We met him.
Yeah,
I don't know.
he's cool.
I don't even know what that is. I'm not sure. I'm not.
Oh, remember the guy who did the Greyhawk map and it looks like cave art?
Yeah, he makes it. It's a skin. He makes a skin map
on leather.
Skin.
He's the one that Phantom got it for the $20,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So it was on leather. Oh.
Yeah.
On goat skin.
He'll be here Thursday night.
Oh.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So
what I was thinking about, I would like to do at least. I would like to try and do remote, but it's the day after
no big deal.
Kirsten's surgery, so I don't know. It depends on when she's home, sleeping, and all that stuff.
Well, Alan's remoting in because he's got to work at weird times. So if you want to remote in, just say hi on that. You can, no problem.
All right, but
All
this
right.
is
this is the second Narwhal Adventure group, so they're all first level.
Oh, okay. It's not Zaphnath Panea?
No, this is the second group of Narwhal
okay.
people. But if you were able to play, I'd figure out a way to get one of your two characters in at least. That would be easy. That's easy because you're a Narwhal person, and I think I may rather have the gnome. I think. No, we'd figure it out because we'll figure something. If you're able to play, I'll work one of yours in because they're on their way back from Newbriar, where they've done all these side treks where the halfling place is, and now they're working their way back to Hardby, but Narwhal. They're going to get sidetracked once again for this mission battle at the bridge. The dark cloaks from the northwest have come way out east.
So maybe the gnome was coming back from a funeral ceremony for a miner or something.
Well, or remember you're already ahead in the headhunter group, particularly Zaphnath too, and you like, hey, we got to go here. Help me, or something.
Okay.
So if you do, just let me know. You got to give me I'll set it up so if you can jump in, that's fine.
Yeah, I won't know until
it's fine.
Because she has surgery on the 14th.
I'll have a contingency. It's easy. All right.
Yep.
All right, guys. I'm going to crash. Anna, thanks.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm going to get really hardcore. Get it with now that I'm getting better with Troll Lord, and we're gonna really cranking on Altamira now. Cranking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, I need to after the we have had virtual Greyhawk, then that will be it for a while. So my poor patrons have to wait a little bit. So yeah,
that's okay.
Good stuff. Yeah,
we're gonna I got all these ideas running through my head. I just got to keep it moving. I got to keep on pushing. So Tim, all three are available because so you just tell me what two you want.
What are they?
Ghost Tower, Tamoachan, and Saltmarsh.
Oh, I thought you had 4 books. What was the other one?
No, there was 5 books. There was 5 books.
Oh, you had doubles of them?
Yeah. Well, what do you want, man? What else do you want?
Good question.
Yeah. Do you have any of these? Do you have these?
I have Saltmarsh, and I think I have the Inverness somewhere.
All right, well, hold on.
But I might not.
You have Veld Society, I know that.
I haven't. Probably do somewhere.
How about? God, you're a pain. Do you guys show Canth?
I think I only have that. I may not have that, but what's that?
What's Kevin's?
Oh no! I like that.
I have 2. There, you're getting that.
All right.
You're getting the show, Canth. Good. I'm not mailing it to you. I'll figure out how to get it to you. I'll drop it off or something. All right.
At one point or another.
There you go. Good. Save me in shipping. That's a good one. Awesome.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yep. Give you that. I had 2 show.
Anna, always a pleasure seeing you.
Yeah, it was good seeing you too. Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have a lot of
technology to talk to somebody across the states.
Yeah.
We'll have some fun stuff going on. So thank you all. I'm gonna make sure my son's getting ready for school tomorrow. First full week, you know. He's
Yeah.
having fun. He's having
Are
fun.
you gonna have a couple of days off, hopefully, or do you have to go back to work?
Yeah, I'm working from home tomorrow because it's still with COVID time frame. I tested positive.
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
tested
saying. You need
positive
some days off.
Saturday morning, so I can't.
And I wish I tested positive.
So I
No,
gotta wait.
not right-
I
not right.
can't go see anyone tomorrow. I gotta work from home anyway. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
you guys have a good night.
Okay.
All right,
You too.
Bye bye.
See you. Bye.